Well, good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you back to the Valley City State University softball complex this afternoon as we get ready to complete the four-game series in the home opener, if you will, for Viking softball this weekend. The Vikings taking home 2 wins yesterday, 4-0 and 5-3 over Dakota State University. And now it's on to games 3 and 4 today between the Vikings and Dakota State. And the weather conditions perhaps not as favorable to get things started today as they were yesterday. We had a beautiful day. Temperatures were in the mid-50s as we got started yesterday. Now, of course, we got started yesterday a couple of hours rather later than today due to the getaway part of the day. We're going to go at noon and at 2 today. But as we get started today, temperatures are in the cool upper 40s. And we've got a wind that's blowing northeasterly today, signaling a little bit of trouble for the weather ahead. So today, a little bit crisper. The fans are out with a little bit more warm weather, or I should say rather cold weather gear today, and maybe not as inviting of an atmosphere, but it was a great atmosphere for the Vikings yesterday as they took home the first game behind Maddie Hazelton's 2-hit shutout, winning by a score of 4-0, then coming from behind down 3-0 yesterday to rally for a 5-3 victory over Dakota State and win that matchup and get to 14-13 on the season. And right now the Vikings have some momentum going in their direction. The Vikings come into today 14-13. They're 4-2 inside Frontier play. And that puts them in an even matchup today with the loss column anyway, with Providence and Mayville State, who all have 2 losses in the league. Providence is 6-2 coming into today, and Mayville State's 4-2 in the conference right now. So the Vikings are right in the heart of the race at this point as they get ready for 2 more with Dakota State today. Meanwhile, Dakota State 1-5 in the league, 7-17 overall, and trying to rally to gain something here in day 2 of the weekend that we have for you today. So we're getting ready to go with what should be a fun game today. They're going to go through the starting lineups that we have for you here today. We'll do that when we come back in just a couple of moments. Our national anthem on the way as well. Our pregame report brought to you by Sanford Health Valley City. Here for all and here for good. Vikings softball today facing Dakota State University. It's the Vikings and Trojans today right here on VCSU Athletics YouTube channel and newsdakota.com.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
National anthem taken care of here today at the Valley City State University Softball Complex. We welcome you back to our coverage of Viking softball this afternoon on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel and also on newsdakota.com. Ryan Cunningham with you here today as we get set for games 3 and 4 of our doubleheader featuring Valley City State University and Dakota State University today. And we're glad you joined us. Our pregame report brought to you today by Sanford Health Valley City. Here for all and here for good. The Vikings as the home team, of course, will be on the defensive side of things to get things started today. Let's go through our starting lineups that we have for you today. First of all, for the Dakota State University Trojans today, leading off and playing the catcher's position as Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis. Batting second in center field, Hannah McFarland. Batting third at first base, Emmeline Rabe. And cleaning up at third base is Alexia Hayden. Batting fifth is Julia Maldonado at second base. Mason Usselman, the designated player, will bat sixth. Batting seventh is Allison Morrissey. She's in left field. Batting eighth is Quincy Hartley at shortstop, and Brenly Goebel will bat ninth in right field today. Grace Kitterman gets the pitching assignment today for Dakota State University. For the Vikings today, leading off is designated player Pascal Keene. Batting second, Madden Bogenreef in right field. Batting third, Kennedy Stone at first base. And Kylie Bannard will clean up at second. Jenna Decker bats fifth in center field. Reagan Maris will bat sixth behind the plate. Maddie Hazelton, the pitcher, will bat for herself today, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Avery Kuklinski in left field. And Caitlin McNeil will bat ninth and play at third base today. Aaliyah Nicola will be the flex player today, and she will get the start at shortstop. And we're ready to get underway a couple of minutes early today as the Vikings get set to throw the first pitch of the game, and Hazelton delivers a strike as Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis squared to bunt and took away. The count will go to no balls and a strike, and we're underway today officially at 11:58 here on a Sunday morning. Again, games that were postponed today due to some inclement weather conditions that we had on Friday. The 0-1 pitch is high, and the count will level at 1 ball, 1 strike. Ortega-Alvis was a tough out yesterday. The Vikings didn't get her out until the midway point of Game 2. She had reached in something like 5 consecutive plate appearances. A couple of walks in that sequence. The 1-1 pitch, that one called a strike. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes on Ortega-Alvis. Maddie Hazelton picked up a win and a save yesterday for the Vikings. A 2-hit shutout in game number 1 to win that matchup yesterday afternoon. A look in, the 1-2 to Ortega-Alvis, a riser up high, and the count will level up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vikings trying to move their record further above 500 after making it to 14-13 on a pair of wins yesterday. The 2-2 to Ortega-Alvis, a swing and a flare foul that will twist out a play to the right. And that'll keep the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ortega-Alvis led off yesterday's game with the walk, and again, one of the more walk-prone players that we had yesterday in the lineup, and .322 batting average this season for her. And the 2-2, she swings and misses, strike 3. Great start to the game today for Maddie Hazelton as Hazelton records her first strikeout. Hazelton having a solid season for the Vikings. 3.83 ERA. She's now 7-8 after picking up a win yesterday and has a pair of saves. Has appeared in now 20 games today. This will be her 20th appearance. And she's thrown 80 innings coming into today, which is the most for any Viking pitcher so far this season. She delivers a strikeout or half to Hannah McFarland. And the count is 0-1 on McFarland. McFarland, the best stick in the lineup for Dakota State. She struggled at the plate yesterday, but a batting average of .431 coming into today. The 0-1 to her misses inside. That'll level the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. On the season for Hazelton, 90 hits, 44 earned runs, has struck out 75 and walked 49. Those numbers are elevated, obviously. Riser misses high. The count goes to 2 balls and a strike. But again, we're talking about a young Viking softball team that doesn't have a senior. Hazelton's a sophomore out of Winona, Minnesota. Lots of sophomores and contributing freshmen on this Viking softball team. The 2-1 to McFarland. Swing ground ball right side. Picked up by second baseman Kylie Bannard. Over to first base for the out. McFarland grounds out to second. 2 up, 2 down for the Trojans. And Emmeline Rabe will come to the plate now for Dakota State. Rabe had a home run yesterday for the Trojans and sparked some offense. Batting .381, now with 3 home runs on the season. And she'll swing in ground one down the third base line, and that bounces over the third base bag, or didn't? It did not. Boy, that was tight down at third base. That might have been a 50-50 call. Our home plate umpire, John Schoner, rules that a foul ball. And there's a lot of things that come into play there as well. Was that ball touched in front of the bag before it ends up going foul? I mean, there was a lot going on in that ground ball, but it's no balls and a strike. And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Rabe. She'll take it for a strike right down the heart of the plate. And Hazelton working well here in the early going. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on for Dakota State. Here in the top of the first inning. Game 3 of the 4 games set. The Vikings won 2 yesterday. The 0-2 to Rabe. Got her looking on the outside corner, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Maddie Hazelton. And it's a perfect 1-2-3 inning for the Viking defense. Nothing across for Dakota State, and we played a half inning. Your score is the Trojans nothing and the Vikings coming to bat. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube, and also on newsdakota.com.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC. Welcome back to Viking Softball this afternoon. We get ready to go to the bottom of the first inning. Pascal Keene set to lead things off for Valley City State against Grace Kitterman for Dakota State. No score. Vikings and Trojans after a half inning of work today. We'll see Grace Kitterman for the second time of the weekend for Dakota State. A 5.14 ERA, 3-6 on the season. Now took a loss in relief yesterday and gets set to deliver to Pascal Keene. And the first pitch to her, a strike. And the count, no balls and a strike on Pascal Keene. A look in by Kitterman and the 0-1 pitch. And a swing and a drive to left field. This is well hit. And towards the corner, running catch is made by Allie Morrissey out in left field that takes one away from Pascal Keene. A line shot to left field, and Morrissey had to get on a horse to take that one right in front of the 200-foot sign down the left field line. And Keene robbed of an extra base hit attempt as she will be out number 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Swinging a foul off the bat of Madden Bogenreef, who had a big home run yesterday for the Vikings in Game 2 to tie the ball game at 3 apiece. Yesterday for Kinnerman, worked 2 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits and a pair of runs in that game. Both of them were earned. They were the eventual winning runs for Valley City State in relief. Walked 1, struck out 1, but she took kind of a tough luck loss yesterday when the Vikings had captured some momentum after being down 3-0. 1-1 pitch to Madden Bogenreef, swinging a drive off the end of the bat, foul to the left and out of play. And it's a ball and 2 strikes on Madden Bogenreef. But yes, Bogenreef, a big day yesterday. That knock in Game 2 was huge for the Vikings to gain some momentum. .316 average on the season for Bogenreef. The 1-2 pitch. High in the air, infield left side. Looks to be in fair territory, and stepping in to make the catch is third baseman Alexia Hayden. Bogenreef will pop out to the third baseman for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Vikings. And Kennedy Stone, the reigning player of the week in the Frontier Conference, will come to the plate for Valley City State. No score in the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. And a look in by Kitterman, the deliver on the way to Stone. Missed just inside, maybe a bit low. And the count will go to a ball and no strikes on Kennedy Stone. Stone stepping in, and Kitterman will deliver. Check swing, and that'll be called a strike. Count will level up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stone on the season, a .446 hitter for the Vikings. 33 hits and 74 trips to the plate. Great year offensively. She'll take a pitch a bit low, and the count will go to 2 balls and a strike. And one of the reasons Kennedy Stone's a patient hitter, that one was near the strike zone, but she held up. Junior from Blaine, Minnesota, but she's been playing since her freshman year for the Vikings. 2-1 pitch. Swinging a foul off the end of the bat. That hit Stone in the box. That'll bring the count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 home runs this season for Kennedy Stone. She's driven in 20. Second on the team in RBI. Trying to get something started here. The 2-2 pitch. Got her looking on the inside corner. Strike 3. Stone's on her way down the first baseline. I think she felt like she was hit by the pitch. Meanwhile, Dakota State's coming off the field, and Matt Gable, the head coach of the Vikings, is claiming that Kennedy Stone was hit by the pitch. Now, the pitch was called a strike, so if Kennedy Stone is hit by a pitch that's in the strike zone, it's going to be strike 3 anyway. So we're going to have a conversation, and it's going to be a strikeout. Kennedy Stone will strike out for the first strikeout of the day for Grace Kitterman. And what will follow will be a conversation between Coach Gable and home plate umpire John Schoenert to work that one through. Nothing across for the Vikings in the home half of the first. We'll go to the second. Your score remains 0-0. Vikings and Dakota State on the LaRue Lago Financial Scoreboard. More Vikings softball next. VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing. Providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. To get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking softball. Alexia Hayden steps in for Dakota State to lead off the top of the second for the Trojans. No score on the LaRue Laco Financial Scoreboard. Conversation at the end of the first inning between Coach Gable and our home plate umpire John Schoenert appeared to be cordial, but certainly talking through the final play of the bottom of the first inning as Hayden swings and fouls one off. Kennedy Stone claiming she was hit by a pitch. You heard something, it looked like, as that pitch came through, but again, the rule is if you're hit by a pitch that's in the strike zone, it's a strike. You can't put yourself into the strike zone to make contact with the pitched ball. 1-1 from Maddie Hazelton, fouled off by Alexia Hayden to the right, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. And so after a conversation between our 2 umpires today, the ruling was strike 3 on Kennedy Stone. And that ended the first inning for the Vikings. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Hayden, swinging a foul back to the screen. Count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. Weather conditions today, 48 degrees right now. Wind is blowing straight out of the ballpark today. If it gets up in the air, it might be aided to center field. A north-northeast wind. And depending upon what you look at, it's probably a light wind on the infield, but the ball gets up in the air. There may be some aiding of that ball to straightaway center. Another 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3, Hazelton. 3 strikeouts on the day as Alexia Hayden strikes out, looking to start the second. So 1 out with nobody on for Dakota State, and Julia Maldonado will make her way to the plate for the Trojans. Maldonado, a .297 hitter on this season, turns things around again from the left-hand side. And Maddie Hazelton takes a look in and delivers a strike on the outside corner. And Hazelton right now appears to be dialed in. 3 strikeouts and a ground ball in the first 4 batters against Dakota State today. And Hazelton, when she has missed the zone today, hasn't missed by much and probably intentionally. The 0-1 misses low and away. Count will level up, 1 ball, 1 strike. We've seen her waste a couple of pitches ahead in counts, but when she's been pitching for strikes, she's been right around the zone or in it this afternoon. Viking pitching had a few control problems yesterday. Not so much the case today. The 1-1, swinging a flare foul. Out of play to the left. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Talking with Matt Gable yesterday after the games were completed. Very excited about the future of this Viking team. Every single player set to come back next season for Valley City State. Not a senior on the team. Lots of contributing underclassmen. Pitch misses away, trying to brush the outside corner. And the count 2-2. When you have a lot of changeover, and the Vikings did, sometimes it's tough to rather stay competitive in the early going of those new players' seasons, but they've done that so far this year. The 2-2. Cotter on the inside corner, strike 3. Little cutter coming across the plate that busted the lefty on the inside corner, and that is strikeout number 4 for Maddie Hazelton this afternoon. 5 in a row retired by Hazelton and the Vikings. As we'll see Mason Usselman step to the plate. A new face that we did not see in the game yesterday for Dakota State. Usselman still looking for her first hit of the season. She'll swing and miss, and the count will go to 0-1. Usselman's driven in a run, 6 plate appearances, or 6 at-bats rather. Has scored a run and driven run in. Now, by my math, that means she drew a walk or was hit by a pitch, the base is loaded. 0-1 pitch is high. The count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Usselman has appeared in 10 games this season for Dakota State and started 5. A senior from San Diego, California, another one of the California players that Dakota State has in their lineup this season. Pitch misses low, and the count will go to 2 balls and a strike on Mason Usselman. So typically a pitcher, she's not pitching so far today, but she is in the game as the designated player. The 2-1 pitch, missing inside. The count will go to 3 balls and a strike. And with Grace Kitterman starting in the pitching/flex position today, Usselman would have the opportunity to enter into the game and pitch later if that is the game plan for Dakota State and stay in her spot in the lineup. 3-1 pitch, called a strike over the outside corner. And the count will go full on Mason Usselman. 3 balls, 2 strikes, scoreless in the top of the second inning. Vikings trying to retire Dakota State in order for the second straight inning. The pitch, swing and a miss, got her on a riser. 5 strikeouts for Maddie Hazelton, who is dealing through the first 2 innings of work today. And Dakota State's out in order in their half of the second, nothing across. We'll play to the bottom of 2, scoreless on the LaRue Lago Financial scoreboard. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Nobody's been on base as of yet for either team. Vikings and Trojans scoreless as Kylie Bannard will lead things off for the Vikings. She'll take a pitch right at the letters for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Kylie Bannard, Jenna Decker, Reagan Maris. Middle third due up for the Vikings here in the bottom of the second. Grace Kitterman, a 1-2-3 inning for Dakota State in the first, with a strikeout to her credit. Pascal Keene hit the ball extremely well for the Vikings in the first at-bat. A rope into the left field corner, but Allison Morrissey running over to make the catch. 1-1 on the way to Bannard, high and away. And the count is 2 balls and a strike. Vikings winning 4-0 yesterday behind Maddie Hazelton's 2-hit shutout in the first game. Down 3-0 and hadn't had a hit going into the fourth, but scored 3 in the fourth and 2 in the fifth to take the lead. Fastball catches the inside corner on Bannard. Actually, that was an off-speed pitch. She took something off that pitch on the way through. Not much break to it, but maybe change velocities a little bit. And the count will level up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Called the changeup. And the 2-2. Reiser grounded weakly towards third. That one's foul. A stab at it by Alexia Hayden. Hayden couldn't quite get the glove on it, and then it drifts just to the left of the third base bag. So we'll see a count remain at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bannard steps back into the box. Kitterman looks in, another 2-2. Reiser high and away. That'll bring the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jenna Decker for the Trojans waiting on deck. Bannard will step back in. .372 hitter on the season. She'll take one inside for ball 4. Kylie Bannard will draw her 9th walk of the season, and the Vikings will have their first base runner today. Grace Kitterman allows her first walk to go with 1 strikeout so far today, and that will bring Jenna Decker to the plate. Decker, a .333 hitter this season. 29 hits and 87 trips to the plate. Decker with a pair of home runs. She's driven in 19, some good power in the bat and tremendous speed. And a pitch squirts away momentarily from catcher Gabrielle Ortega-Alves. No chance to move. Kylie Bannard will stay at first, and the count will be a ball and no strikes. Bannard had a triple yesterday on what looked like a harmless base hit into left field. 1-0 pitch on the way. Swinging a flare. Foul territory, right of first base. No chance to catch up to it. Emmeline Rabe trying to get over and find it, but that will fall behind her. The count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That was the thing that impressed you about Decker when she got running. And as soon as she hit the softball, it seems like if she puts it into fair territory, she's not thinking about settling for 1 bag. She's going to go after more than that. The 1-1 to Decker. She shows bunt. Drags it down the third baseline, but bunts it foul. And that's the other weapon that Decker will have in her bag when she's got that kind of speed. Sophomore from Dickinson, North Dakota. 3 for 4 day against Waldorf back on Valentine's Day. Scored 4 runs that day, one of the bigger days that she's had for the Vikings this season. Another 1-2 pitch on the way from Kitterman. Just missed low. Tough pitch to lay off of. Decker kind of buckled on it, but the count will level up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scoreless in the bottom of the second. Vikings with the base runner. Kylie Bannard drew a leadoff walk. The 2-2 to Decker. She pops it up just outside of second base on the infield. Long scramble to get back to it. Maldonado will reach back and make a backhanded catch. And Decker will pop out to second base for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Reagan Maris to the plate, the catcher for the Vikings. Maris had a big blow in yesterday's game for Valley City State. Needed a big shot from her. She came up with multiple base runners on against Dakota State yesterday. Drove in a couple of runs with a shot into the right field gap. She'll take a strike. And the count is no balls and a strike. 2 for 3 in game 2 yesterday and drove in those 2 runs that tied the game up for the Vikings. The 0-1 pitch misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tough day yesterday for the Viking baseball team down at Bellevue. Had a couple of innings they couldn't quite get out of. And were beaten as they get ready to play games 3 and 4 of their series in suburban Omaha today. The 1-1 swing and a miss by Maris. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Viking baseball set to be at home on Tuesday, but the weather may endanger that one. The 1-2 pitch. Maris swings, drives one to right field. It'll fall in for a base hit. Little looper, and Maris will find herself aboard. Bannard will hold up at second base, and the Vikings have their first hit and a pair of base runners to work with here in the second as Maddie Hazelton will come to the plate with a chance to help herself. So Maddie Hazelton will make her way to the plate. .320 hitter on the season. Only 25 at-bats, though. Again, she was hit for yesterday when she was pitching, and she swings and bloops one out to left field. It'll drop for a base hit, and then the ball got away from left fielder Allie Morrissey. They're going to waiver out Bannard. She'll come in to score, and the Vikings will take a 1-0 lead. It'll be a base hit and an error. The error will allow Bannard to come in to score. Maris on to second base. Maddie Hazelton has an RBI single. Or correction, has a single. The run will score on the error. And the Vikings will take a 1-0 lead in the matchup. And now we may see some movement to the bench here as Matt Gable, the head coach of the Vikings, will come in and talk things over with our home plate umpire. Well, looks like right now everybody's going to stay in the game themselves. So an error that will be charged to the left fielder, Allie Morrissey, will end up allowing the run to score. And we'll see a pitch in the dirt taken for a ball by Avery Kuklinski. That'll bring the count to a ball and no strikes. The Vikings a chance to have a big inning. Kuklinski at the plate, a lefty with a pretty good bat. And the Vikings with multiple base runners on. .354 hitter. The pitch on the way from Kitterman. Called a strike on the outside corner. And the count levels up 1 ball, 1 strike. Maris at second. Hazelton at first. Kylie Bannard scores the first run of the game for the Vikings to make it 1-0. And the 1-1 pitch to Kuklinski misses away. 2 balls and a strike. Bottom half of the order trying to produce here for Valley City State. Bannard driven in as a result of a base hit for Maddie Hazelton. The 2-1 pitch misses away. That'll bring the count to 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 on Avery Kuklinski. Big at bat here. Kitterman gets her call and delivers the 3-1 pitch. That one ball 4, it was just up. And the bases will be loaded with Vikings. That will make the run earned, so it'll be an earned run for Kylie Bannard, although not an RBI for Maddie Hazelton. But the base is now loaded, and Caitlin McNeil at the plate, the bottom of the order due up for the Vikings, and what is a huge at-bat early. And the pitch to McNeil right back up the middle, knocked down by the pitcher Kitterman. She'll shovel to first base, and I think they got her. A run will come home to score, and it will be 2-0 Valley City State. The play at first base was a bang-bang play. McNeil will be out, 1-3 on the putout for out number 2, but it will drive in Maris, and each runner will advance behind it. On to third goes Hazelton, Kuklinski to second. The biggest result of that play is that the Vikings stay out of the double play. You've still got multiple runners in scoring position, and the lineup will turn over as Pascal Keene, the leadoff hitter, will come to the plate for Valley City State and a chance to do further damage. If you're McNeil, you're just looking to put the ball in play in that scenario and stay out of the double play ball. If you do, a run's going to score unless it's a play back to the plate. And you at least bring the top of the order back to the plate to do further damage. And she got the job done. So Keene comes to the plate for the Vikings with runners at second and third. And the pitch misses low for a ball. The count will go to a ball and no strikes. Keene hit the ball on a button to the left field corner, but Allie Morrissey made a great running catch to rob her of extra bases back in the first. This one, a pitch called a strike, changeup on the outside corner. That'll bring the count level, 1 ball, 1 strike on Keene. Vikings with 2 hits in the inning. A third would be great here, a 1-1 pitch. Blooper on the infield right side towards the plate. Little miscommunication, but Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis will come up and make the catch in foul territory. Keene will pop out to the catcher to end the rally, but the Vikings get their damage done. They'll bring home 2 runs on 2 hits and an error. They leave 2. We've played 2. And your score, new score in the Luru-Laco Financial Scoreboard, the Vikings 2 and the Trojans nothing. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
We go to the top of the third. The Vikings take a 2-0 lead over Dakota State. Scoring a pair in the bottom of the second. Allie Morrissey will lead things off for the Trojans in the third inning. Slap hitter and a swing and a check swing foul back behind the plate. And we're going to see a lot of this from Allie Morrissey. The Vikings are ready for it. Caitlin McNeil, the third baseman, way up ahead of third. Jumping into the play. You can see it on the right-hand side of your screen. Morrissey is kind of a master of just kind of bringing the bat across the plate and barely finishing off a swing, and great speed out of that left-handed hitting batter's box. Here she checks one foul, and the count's quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes. Maddie Hazelton has been dealing. 5 of the first 6 have been put down by way of strikeout. 3 strikeouts looking today for Dakota State. Hazelton's found the zone early and often. The 0-2, check swing, bunted towards third, picked up by McNeil. Quick throw across the diamond. They've got Morrissey for out number 1. It's as well as you can play that scenario. 5-3 put out. Morrissey puts it in play. And the key with Hazelton bringing the ball with some velocity is it's tough to get that ball to die before it gets to third base. But 7 in a row have been put down by the Viking defense or by Hazelton. And Quincy Hartley comes to the plate for the Trojans. She swings and grounds 1 to second. A roller picked up by Kylie Bannard over to first base for the out. Hartley grounds out to second base for out number 2. And very quickly, 2 up, 2 down for the Trojans. In the top of the third is Brenly Goebel. Makes her way to the plate for Dakota State. Hazelton taking a look in towards the dugout. And the first pitch to Goebel, she'll lay down a bunt, charged by McNeil. Throw across the diamond in time for out number 3. Couple of tough plays for Caitlin McNeil over at third. The Vikings make it look easy, and 9 in a row shut down by Dakota State, or from Dakota State by the Vikings to start today. Nothing across the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. On the Luru-Laco Financial Scoreboard, it's the Vikings 2 and the Trojans nothing. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Sometimes, finding your place doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments. VCSU offers more than just an education. It offers a path forward, to grow, to lead, to thrive, to discover who you are. Valley City State University. Find your place.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking softball. Foot race to the bag, and Bogenreef will beat one out on the infield for Valley City State to get us started here in the third, as Madden Bogenreef will come up with an infield hit. I didn't see it, so it's completely your call. E3, All right, we're going to go with an error. Madden Bogenreef will reach on an error. So Bogenreef reaches on an error, charge to Emmeline Rabe, the first baseman. And now a wild pitch that will get through on Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis. Bogenreef moves up. They'll back pick at her. She'll get back to second base safely. So an error and a wild pitch will put a runner in scoring position for the Vikings as Kennedy Stone steps to the plate with a 1-ball, no strike count. So 1-0 the count. Stone stands in. Now a runner in scoring position. And Stone will take one away for ball 2. Vikings going up 2-0, scoring a pair of runs in the second. And looking to tack on here in the third as Bogenreef reaches on an error and now moves on to second base on a couple of defensive miscues. Stone will dribble one up the third baseline. It'll be foul. That'll bring the count to 2 balls and a strike. One thing that stands out about Kennedy Stone, she does not get cheated at the plate. When she swings the bat, she's got a swing that's kind of a carbon copy, one to the next. Right now, talking a little bit with Matt Gable, I'm not sure if she took one off the foot in that situation or appears to have been shaken up, but also appears to stay in the game. But Kennedy Stone's swing, it doesn't differ a whole lot, one rep to the next, and it's always got a lot of velocity. Big open stance at the plate, you can see that. 2 balls and a strike from Grace Kitterman. Another swing and a ground ball down the line foul. That'll level the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kylie Bannard waiting on deck. Bannard scored the opening run for the Vikings today, back in the second inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kennedy Stone. 0 for 1. She struck out back in the first. The 2-2. In the turf, that one will get away. Bogenreef moving on again. And now Madden Bogenreef over to third. It has been a tough couple of innings for the Dakota State defense. Bannard scored on an error in left field back in the second inning. That run would have later scored by way of a walk. Now a pair of wild pitches and an error have moved Bogenreef to third. The 3-2 is up high on Kennedy Stone, and runners will be at the corners for the Vikings. Second walk of the game issued by Grace Kitterman. And we'll see what Matt Gable is thinking with his cleanup hitter at the plate and runners at first and third. A lot of options for the Vikings with nobody out in the third inning. Kitterman delivers. Here's a shot to short. Line caught at shortstop by Hartley. They throw across the diamond, and diving back in safely on a slide will be Kennedy Stone. Quincy Hartley grabs it on a button from Kylie Banner. That's the second well-hit ball today for the Vikings that has just seen some thievery by the Dakota State defense. And Kennedy Stone had to get back quickly to first base to avoid being doubled off. Bogenreef watching that one and watching it get through, or watching to see if it would get through, and it did not. And now Jenna Decker at the plate for the Vikings. She'll take a riser high, and the count is a ball and no strikes on Jenna Decker. Runners remain at the corners for the Vikings. Decker popped out to the second baseman back in the second inning. A look in by Kitterman, and the 1-0 pitch. Lifted in the air, foul. That will twist out a play to the right. And it's a ball and a strike on Jenna Decker. Bottom of the third, Vikings leading 2-0, and our scoreboard has gone dead. Oh, there it's back. For a moment, it looked like it could have been a problem. The 1-1, Decker swings, sends one towards the right side. Double play ball. Picked up by Maldonado. The flip to Quincy for an out. Relay throw across the diamond, apparently not in time for the moment. Run comes home to score for Madden Bogenreef, and that'll make it a 3-0 lead for Valley City State. Second out recorded, and the Trojan defense thought they had worked a double play. Emmeline Rabe had a pretty shocked look on her face when the ruling was safe at first, with Jenna Decker beating it out on a fielder's choice. For a moment, the Vikings have a run. Conversation will take place and no further action, so that will be the call. Kennedy Stone is out 4-6 on the play for out number 2. Decker will reach on a fielder's choice. Bogenreef scores an unearned run. And it's now a 2-out inning. And the Vikings leading by a score of 3-0 as Reagan Maris will bat with a runner at first base for the Vikings. And a swing and a drive right at second baseman, Julia Maldonado, who makes another catch on a line out from the Vikings. And that will retire Valley City State in the home half of the third. Vikings pick up a run without the benefit of a hit, an error. They'll leave one, and we have played 3 full. New score on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. It is the Vikings 3 and the Trojans nothing. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love. Because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
We go to the top of the fourth. The Vikings extend their lead to 3-0, scoring an unearned run and scoring without the benefit of a hit. Madden Bogenreef reaching on an error, advancing on 2 wild pitches and scoring on a ground ball. And when you do that, you feel like maybe you got a little momentum, scoring without the benefit of a hit. Meanwhile, Maddie Hazelton, who's dealing for the Vikings, will face Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis to start the fourth. And Ortega-Alvis pulls one foul. The count will go to no balls and a strike. Ortega-Alvis, a strikeout, 1 of 5 that's been posted by Maddie Hazelton so far today. The Vikings got out of the third with 3 consecutive ground balls, 2 to Caitlin McNeil at third base. So the Vikings have put together pretty good defense today. The Trojans have not hit the ball in the air. 4 ground balls, 5 strikeouts in their first 9 outs so far today. And the pitch from Hazelton, swing and a miss. Count will go to no balls and 2 strikes. And it's easy to see why the Trojans haven't put the ball in the air. Everything from Hazelton has been down today. When she's missed up, she's missed way up, trying to get a chase. But when she's attacked the zone, it's been middle down. The 0-2 pitch, that's high and away. The count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. And again, a pitch there that's meant to induce a swing at something non-hittable. But Hazelton's done a great job of keeping the ball middle down today, and it's led to ground ball outs and strikeouts. The 1-2 to Ortega-Alvis, that one high and away as well. The thermometer says that we've hit 50, although you wouldn't know it. It's the quietest 50 that we've had so far this season. We're not in a position to complain about the weather, but yesterday was so nice we were looking for a carbon copy. The 2-2 misses inside. And the count will go full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's amazing how you get that one nice day and you expect they're all going to be like that from there on in. And Mother Nature has other plans. Payoff pitch on the way to Ortega-Alvis, swinging a rip foul. That ball may have ended up in the Dakota State dugout. It did. It found its way in the doorway down the Dakota State dugout. Big brick frame. There's only one way for a ball to get in there, and somehow Ortega-Alvis drove it right in the right spot. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hazelton will look in. The payoff again. Lifted foul back behind us. And another full count pitch coming up for Ortega-Alvis again. She was a tough out yesterday. Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis, San Diego, California native, a junior. Leading off and playing catcher, a unique combination in a bat sport. Hazelton looks, the 3-2. Hot shot left side, and that's the first base hit of the game for Dakota State. A leadoff single for Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis. That will give Dakota State a base runner to work with in the visitors' half of the fourth. And that'll bring Hannah McFarland to the plate. McFarland moving up in the order today. Yesterday she hit, I believe, 4th third will move up to number 2 today in the lineup. And the pitch on the way, she lays down a bunt third base side. McNeil's only play is to first, and they've got her. That'll push Ortega Alvis on to second. And McFarland lays down the sacrifice to move her over. The play is 5-3 for out number 1. And Emmeline Rabe will come to the plate. Rabe, a big home run in game 2 yesterday for the Trojans. Went 1 for 3, drove in a pair of runs on that one, gave the Trojans a 2-0 lead at the time. She'll take a strike. And the count, no balls and a strike on Rabe. She's 0 for 1 today. Struck out back in the first. She bats here in the fourth. The Vikings sent down the first 9 Trojans that came to the plate today. The 0-1 pitch, that one up high. Count levels up, 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-0 Vikings on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard here in the 4th inning. Hazelton checks the pitch card. Ortega Alvis peering in from second. The 1-1 lifted in the air, right side, in foul territory and out of the reach of Madden Bogenreef in right. That'll bring the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Yesterday in game 2, Dakota State stranded 10 runners. 6 of them were in scoring position. So when they've had runners on, they have struggled to do damage in the series. The 1-2 pitch, riser up high. Count will go to 2 balls, 2 strikes. 10 runners stranded in game 1 yesterday. They stranded 4 in game 2, so 14 total stranded between the 2 games, but game 2, you lose 5-4. You strand 10 runners. A lot of missed opportunities. The 2-2 from Hazelton. Swing ground ball towards third. McNeil has it. Checks the runner. Throws across for the out. Runner trying to move on the back end of it. And Ortega Alvis will move on to third. Good base running by Ortega Alvis. Rabe is out. 5-3 on the put out for out number 2. Ortega Alvis moves on to third. And Alexa Hayden will come to the plate. Strikeout victim her first time up. Busy day for Caitlin McNeil of the Vikings over at third base. And a swing, hot shot. Oh, it's stabbed off the ground. Backhanded catch by Kylie Bannard at second base. And Hayden will line out to second to end the threat. The Viking defense beginning to step up as the game moves on. And we'll see Dakota State strand a runner at third. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We're halfway home here at the Viking softball complex. Valley City State leading 3-0 over Dakota State. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and on NewsDakota.com.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Vikings leading by a score of 3-0 over Dakota State University. And the Vikings will bring the bottom third up. Maddie Hazelton, Avery Kuklinski, and Caitlin McNeil will step to the plate. And they will face Grace Kitterman, who works into her 4th inning of work for Valley City State. So the Vikings, or I should say rather for Dakota State. So the Vikings leading 3-0. And we'll see a pitch to Maddie Hazelton high and away for ball 1. Ball and no strikes on Maddie Hazelton. Hazelton singled her last time up. And the 1-0 pitch to her. Drifts one into the air to right field. Run over to get to it for Brindley Goebel, but she's got it. Goebel able to make the catch. And Hazelton will fly out to right for out number 1 as Avery Kuklinski will come to the plate.
Now batting number 13, Avery Kuklinski.
One out for the Vikings here in the bottom of the fourth, and Avery Kuklinski will step to the plate. Kuklinski shows bunt, takes it away. Pitch misses outside and low for a ball. And the count is a ball and no strikes on Kuklinski, who walked her first time up. Vikings leading 3-0. Grace Kitterman, a strikeout, 2 walks to her credit so far today. The Vikings have done a tremendous job of putting the ball in play today. They have not as much to show for it as they would like. They've hit balls on a button a handful of times, but right at defenders so far today. The 2-0 to Kuklinski. Swing and a ground ball foul to the right side. Count will go to 2 balls and a strike. Kuklinski gets a little coaching up down at first base, and reason being that pitch is on the outer half of the plate. That's one that if you're Kuklinski, you want to go with that pitch, send it maybe the opposite way, get a better piece of contact than trying to pull it. The 2-1 pitch caught her on the inside corner. Strike 2. That pitch has been called consistently today, but we've only seen it a couple of times to the lefties. Viking Maddie Hazelton threw that one earlier in the game. That cut her across the corner. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a number towards short. Quincy Hartley's up with it quickly. Throws across the diamond in time for the out, and Kuklinski is out number 2 for the Vikings in the home half of the 4th inning. Kayla McNeil will come to the plate for the Vikings. Grounded out to the pitcher her first time up. Game number 2 scheduled for 2 o'clock this afternoon. And we'll have both games for you here on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, as well as newsdakota.com. And a pitch misses low and away. Kayla McNeil goes to first base. Oh, that was Avery Kuklinski. They brought her back to the bag after being thrown out by the shortstop. All right, Kayla McNeil's at the plate. There is no longer 1 out in the inning then, or 2 outs in the inning. There's 1 out, and somehow Avery Kuklinski is on first base on ball 4. And absolutely no idea how that transpired. So now McNeil's at the plate. And a 1-0 is laced the opposite way of the shortstop's movement into left field. It's a base hit. Kuklinski moves around second. She's on to third. And they're going to rule it a double for Caitlin McNeil. We saw movement from the shortstop, Quincy Hartley, reading the pitch, broke towards second base. I'm not sure if Kuklinski was running on the pitch. She may have been moving over to cover. If she was, that was a defensive miscue. And now the Vikings have runners at second and third as Pascal Keene set to come to the plate and takes one low for ball 1. Boy, either way, if you're Quincy Hartley in that situation, that's a defensive mistake for Dakota State, and they have made several of those today. Hartley moving on the pitch to second with the right-handed hitter at the plate. Pitch misses low on Keene for ball 2. If a runner is moving and there's a right-handed hitter at the plate, the responsibility to cover second is the second baseman's. And if you're Hartley and just breaking on the pitch, that ball came right to where Quincy Hartley was playing shortstop, and she was gone out of the territory because she had taken steps to second base on the pitch, and that allowed McNeil to reach safely. If McNeil sends that where Hartley was before the start of the pitch, Hartley's right in that spot, makes the play. That could be 2 bases. As it turns out, Hartley moving drew her away from the spot that she was playing defense, and it turns out to be a double for McNeil, and now they're at second and third. The walk to Kuklinski was the 3rd issued by Kitterman today. And so Pascal Keene will hit 2 balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch to Keene is high for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Keene roped one to the left field corner to start the game. It was caught on the run by Allie Morrissey. She popped out to the catcher in foul territory in the second. The 3-0 to Keene, taking all the way. Pitch called a strike. Top of the zone. Kitterman took something off the velocity of that pitch as well to try to keep that in the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Kitterman will look in. the 3-1 pitch. That one's up high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Walk number 4 issued by Kitterman this afternoon. And the sacks are full of Vikings. Kuklinski at third, McNeil at second, Keene at first, and Madden Bogenreef, who hit one out of the yard yesterday in game 2, is at the plate. And the pitch to her. She'll take it low and away for ball 1. So Kitterman running into some trouble here in the 4th inning. On the season has issued just 16 walks to 28 strikeouts coming into today. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a pop fly in the infield, drifting out to left. Morrissey coming on to make the catch. An attempt to tag coming home to score is Kuklinski. She will do so, and the Vikings will take a 4-0 edge in the matchup. Holding at second is McNeil. Keene will hold at first. Bogenreef with a sacrifice fly to left field for out number 2 of the inning. And with 2 outs now and runners at first and second, Kennedy Stone comes to the plate looking to do further damage. And Stone will take one inside for ball 1. Would love to know how Kuklinski was able to stay at the plate and walk in that at-bat. No idea what happened in that scenario, but 1-0 pitch to Stone. That one catches the outside corner for a strike. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Stone a walk and a strikeout so far today for the Vikings. They've pitched her inside all day. She's been hit by a pitch, but that was later ruled strike 3. 1-1, lifted the opposite way, right field, twisting and foul. And the count will be a ball and 2 strikes. 4-0 Vikings in the bottom of the 4th inning. Vikings trying to grab what would be their 4th consecutive win here today, dating back to the end of the series with Bellevue. The 1-2 misses away. Good pitch that time from Grace Kitterman. Got some break on that. Just missed the outside corner. I think Kitterman's frustrated. I think she felt like she had the outside corner and didn't catch it. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kennedy Stone. The 2-2. Stone rips one left field. That'll drop in for a hit, and it will roll. Long way to cut it off for Morrissey. She's got it. 1 run scores. They're going to wave around another without a play at the plate. Stone has a 2 RBI double, and she's broken open the game as the Vikings will take a 6-0 lead. It'll be a 2 RBI double for Kennedy Stone, and Kylie Bannard will come to the plate. And we see Grace Kitterman taking the ball all the way to the dugout. This is about the most awkward pitching change that you've ever seen. Grace Kitterman takes the softball and walks it all the way into the dugout, does not wait for a conversation in the circle. And we will see Dakota State move on to McKenna McGee, who started the first game yesterday. So a break in the action. The Vikings leading 6-0 over the Trojans. And we'll be back with more in a couple of moments on Vikings softball. Stay with us as we continue along with the matchup. We're back with more next.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. To get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
Well, a pitching change as Kylie Bannard will come to the plate for Valley City State. McKenna McGee steps in and sends one low for ball 1, and the count is a ball and no strikes. The Vikings leading by a score of 6-0, 3 in the inning. And Kylie Bannard, who's walked and lined out today 0 for 1, will come to the plate in an inning where the Vikings have played at 3. And a pitch called to strike on the outside corner. And that will bring the count to a ball and a strike on Kylie Bannard. Runner on second base is Kennedy Stone after a 2 RBI double. Bannard swings and grounds one to third. Alexa Hayden up with it. She'll throw across the diamond, and that will retire Bannard and the side for Valley City State. But the damage is done as the Vikings will bring across 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of just a hit, and they will leave one, and we have played 4 full. New score on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. The Vikings lead it 6-0 over Dakota State. Vikings softball will continue next. VCSU Athletics on YouTube and newsdakota.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. We go to the top of the 5th. The Vikings leading by a score of 6-0 over Dakota State University as Julia Maldonado will lead things off for Dakota State. Maddie Hazelton, big lead now to work with, and a great day going from the pitcher's plate, and she'll deliver a strike on the outside corner to Maldonado. The count goes to no balls and a strike. Maldonado, a strikeout victim in the second, 0 for 1 today. Maddie Hazelton has 5 strikeouts. Dakota State finally put the ball in play a bit in the last couple of innings, had their first base hit. Last inning, it was their leadoff hitter, Gabrielle Ortega-Alves, that came up with a hit. Pitch misses high on Maldonado, and the count is a ball and a strike. Hazelton will take a look at the pitch card on her left wrist, and the 1-1. Hard shot towards second. One hopper gloved up nicely by Bannard. She'll throw to first base for the out. Maldonado got all of that pitch as well. And that's the second consecutive line shot towards Bannard. She snared one off the top of the ground for a catch that ended the 4th. That time a hard one hopper from Maldonado. And Bannard was able to make the play on a one hopper. And Mason Usselman will come to the plate for Dakota State. Pitch to her. She'll swing and hit one foul to the right. And it's no balls and a strike on Usselman. Well, if the Vikings can hold here, try to play it a couple in the next inning, they could shorten up the first game of the day. So a lot to pitch for here. Swing and a miss. Usselman around. The count goes to no balls, 2 strikes. Usselman, a strikeout victim, back in the second. Usselman appearing in her 11th game this season. This is her 6th start as the designated player today. The 0-2 swing and a miss, got her on her eyes. Her 6th strikeout today for Maddie Hazelton. And 2 up, 2 down quickly for the Trojans in the visitors' half of the 5th inning. And Allie Morrissey, the slap hitter, will come to the plate for Dakota State. Morrissey, by her very nature, will put a lot of pressure on the defense. Junior from Sacramento, California. Third baseman Caitlin McNeil, who's been busy for the Vikings today, comes in, and a swing and a miss. How many infielders do the Vikings have here? 6? I mean, Jenna Decker is a center fielder, but just barely. She's about 4 running strides out on the grass. The Vikings have 3 infielders on the shortstop side of second, and they've got 2 infielders on the second base side of second. So 5 infielders here to defend Morrissey. And Jenna Decker pulled way in, shallow in the right center field gap. And Avery Kuklinski, about the only true outfielder in his spot right now. 1-1 pitch, Morrissey swings and foul tips into the glove. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nothing doing on the base paths here for the Trojans. Vikings leading 6-0. Hazelton takes a look. The 1-2. Riser high. And we see Morrissey step through it. Count will go to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Morrissey, a ground ball out to third, her first time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. Vikings trying to work a 1-2-3-5, get back on the sticks. The 2-2. Check swing. She may have gone around. No chance to get any help on that swing. First base umpire is down at first base. There's no third umpire in softball, so there's nothing down at third to check that. But had there been an umpire down at third base, I think you might have been able to get that call. Instead, count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hazelton delivers. That time got her swinging. Strike 3, kept it low and away in the outer corner. And Morrissey goes through on it for strikeout number 7 for Maddie Hazelton this afternoon. 3 up, 3 down for the Trojans, nothing across in their half of the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Vikings leading by a score of 6-0 on the LaRue Laco Financial Scoreboard. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Vikings leading by a score of 6-0. And new pitcher for Dakota State, McKenna McGee, in the matchup to face Jenna Decker. And the first pitch missing away. And the count will go to a ball and no strikes. So McGee is in. We have the final numbers on Grace Kitterman for Dakota State this afternoon. We'll get to those. McKee delivers away. Count 2 balls, no strikes. Kitterman today, 3 2/3 innings of work, 6 runs all earned on just 3 hits. She struck out 1, walked 4, errors and walks, a big problem today. The 2-0 grounded weakly back to McGee. She's got it and throws on to first base for the out. Decker will ground out to the pitcher for out number 1. And Reagan Maris will come to the plate. Couple of wild pitches and an error. And let me rephrase it. That was 5 earned runs today for Grace Kitterman. 6 runs, 5 earned. Madden Bogenreith's run in the 3rd was an unearned run. She reached on an error and later scored. But you take a look back through the error that allows her to reach along with a pair of wild pitches. The Vikings drive her in on a ground ball. And then Kuklinski somehow hanging around in an at-bat. We're not really sure how, but ends up walking after it looked like she had rolled out. And then Caitlin McNeil's double, that was the result of shortstop Quincy Hartley sort of breaking towards second base instead of playing true shortstop. That allowed that ball to get through, and you start compounding those errors and wild pitches. Right there, you've got 4 miscues that lead to really perhaps 4 Viking runs today. The 3-0 on the way is a pitch for a strike to Reagan Maris, and the count will go to 3 balls and a strike. But 6-0 Vikings with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Maris stands ready, and the pitch to her misses low for ball 4. And Maris will reach with the first walk issued by McGee today.
Now batting number 14, Maddie Hazelton.
So McGee reaches on a walk, and Maddie Hazelton set to hit. And we'll see if we're going to see a runner for the Vikings here. It looks like we will. The Vikings will go to their bench, and Hadley Gurley will step in to run for Maris at first base.
Number 12, Hadley Gurley.
So Hadley Gurley will step on to run for the Vikings, a freshman out of Weyburn, Saskatchewan. And she will make her way into the matchup for the first time. Running here in the 5th as Maddie Hazelton steps in and takes a pitch away for ball 1. So Gurley, the pinch running performance for Maris, and we'll see if she's going somewhere. Hazelton ready, the 1-0 pitch. That one misses low and away for ball 2. Hazelton getting a chance to swing the bat here in game 3 of the series. She was hit 4 yesterday in the lineup in game 1. Has a single and is 1 for 2 today. The 2-0 pitch to her, rather. Pitch misses low for ball 3. And the Vikings are starting to set the table a bit here. Dakota State down 6-0. They can ill afford to give up any further runs for the Vikings, and 2 more for the Vikings would end the game. The 3-0 pitch misses low and away for ball 4, and those runs that the Vikings need are now on base as McGee issues her second walk.
Now batting number 13, Avery Kuklinski.
And Avery Kuklinski, who's drawn a pair of walks, is set to come to the plate today, and we'll see if the Vikings are going to their bench again for a runner. And it looks like they will do so, as Ashlyn Schumacher will step in to run for Maddie Hazelton. So Ashlyn Schumacher comes in to pinch run, also in the 5th. And Gurley and Schumacher will be the runners for Maris and Hazelton, as Avery Kuklinski will come to the plate. And the pitch to Kuklinski, check swing called a strike. Schumacher, a sophomore from Bismarck, North Dakota. And she stands on at first base. No balls and a strike to Avery Kuklinski. Lefty versus lefty matchup. And the 1-1. That one called the strike at the letters. And we see McGee coming back strongly, delivering a couple of strikes to get ahead of Avery Kuklinski. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 to Kuklinski. She swings and puts one in the air right side, pulls it foul and out of play. I am somewhat surprised that Kuklinski didn't try to lay down a bunt. Third baseman's in. That might have had something to do with it. Kuklinski going to get a good jump out of that left-handed hitting batter's box. The 0-2 pitch drives one to center field. This is deep. Back after it, McFarland. She makes the catch just in front of the fence. And an attempt to tag will come up empty as Gurley had stepped away from second base and maybe had jumped off early and had to retreat back. McFarland makes that with her shoulder into the fence in center field. And Kuklinski flies out for the second out of the inning, and it will come down to Caitlin McNeil. McNeil trying to extend the inning against McGee, and the pitch to her. She'll take a riser high for a ball, and the count is a ball and no strikes. 6-0 Vikings in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gurley and Schumacher at first, second and first respectively. Here's a shot up and over the shortstop. It'll roll into the gap for a base hit. Gurley comes home to score. They're going to wave around Schumacher, play at the plate, not in time. Schumacher gets in safely. Moving on to third on the play will be Caitlin McNeil, and that will make it 8-0 Vikings. And that should end the ball game, and it does. The play at third was inconsequential as the Vikings will drive home 2 on the double by McNeil. That will end the game. Gurley comes home to score. Schumacher comes home to score. And your final score here at Valley City State this afternoon in 5 innings will be the Vikings 8 and the Trojans 0. The Vikings will again bring home 2 runs in the inning on just the benefit of 1 base hit. And your final score again this afternoon will be the Vikings 8 and the Trojans 0 in 5. We'll come back with your post-game totals and a wrap-up from game number 1 next. This is Viking softball.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
We welcome you back to our coverage of Vikings softball. Game 1 comes to an end in 5 innings this afternoon. The Vikings defeat Dakota State by a score of 8-0. The Vikings will score 5 in their final 2 trips to the plate. A big 3-run 6th inning that broke things open by a score, or I should say rather 3-run 4th inning that broke things up to a 6-0 game. And then a double by Caitlin McNeil drives in. A pair of runners that had reached by way of walks to Reagan Maris and Maddie Hazelton. That allows Gurley and Schumacher to score on what is the final play of the game. And the Vikings end up plating 8 runs today on the benefits of just 4 base hits to get the win today. But several defensive miscues today for Dakota State. More pitching / defensive miscues. Couple of wild pitches, couple of errors. But along with the walks that really mounted up, and Dakota State ends up struggling throughout the afternoon. Meanwhile, Maddie Hazelton brilliant, throwing a 1-hitter through 5 to get the victory today for Valley City State. And the Vikings grab a win. They improve their record to 15-13. That brings them to 5-2 inside Frontier Conference play. It'll be 7-18 now for Dakota State, and they will fall to 1-6 inside the league. Your final totals that we have in this one today. For the Vikings, 8 runs on 4 hits. They commit no errors and leave 4. And the win today will go to Maddie Hazelton, who throws 5 innings of work, and she will pick up a win that I believe is going to bring her record to 500 on the season now. She will be 8-8 with a victory today. She goes 5 innings, giving up just 1 hit, striking out 7, did not walk a batter today. And a great outing for Maddie Hazelton. For Dakota State, no runs on a hit. They commit 2 errors and leave 1. The loss will be taken by Grace Kitterman today, who goes 3 2/3 innings of work, gives up 6 runs on the benefit of just 3 base hits. 5 of those runs were earned. She struck out 1 and walked 4 this afternoon. The loss to Kitterman, the win to Hazelton, 8 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 4 left for the Vikings. No runs on a hit, 2 errors, 1 left for Dakota State. Your final score in 5 innings of work is Dakota State beaten by the Vikings 5-0. The game played in 1 hour and 13 minutes today. First pitch at 11:57. Game ends at 1:10 Central Daylight Time here at the Viking Softball Complex at Valley City State University in Valley City, North Dakota. And that will be the end of Game 1 of our coverage here today. Game 2 is on the way. We'll be back with it for those of you taking it in. You'll see a static shot of the field. You'll know when it's time to get going. And we would anticipate that the first pitch of the next game would be somewhere between 140 and 145. Again, your final score today in Game 1, the Vikings 8, the Trojans nothing. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Ortega Elvis. Batting second.
Well, we welcome you back to the VCSU Viking softball complex here today, as we're going to have a start to this one that's a little bit earlier than we thought, and maybe that's just fine and good on a day that's a little bit chillier out there than fans were anticipating. The Vikings set to go into game number 2 that they'll have today, and game number 4 of the series, and a chance to sweep the series today for the Vikings, as they will go up against Dakota State University after winning game 3 of the series a couple of moments ago, here on NewsDakota.com and on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel by a final score of 8-0 in 5 innings today. And now the Vikings have an opportunity to try to work a 4-game sweep of the weekend as they go up against Dakota State for the 4th time here this Sunday afternoon. Winning 2 yesterday, winning 1 today. Gabrielle Ortega Alves will lead things off for Dakota State as we're going to get started. Yeah, good. Probably 10 minutes earlier than we thought we would today, but that's efficient work by the umpires. We're underway this afternoon officially at 1:35 for Game 2. And Ortega Alves will take a pitch for a strike from Cooper Clausen, who gets the start this afternoon for Valley City State. We saw her a bit yesterday as well in relief. And an 0-1 pitch to Ortega Alves is a strike. And that'll bring the count to no balls and 2 strikes. We'll go through the lineups for Game 2 as we get into the second game of our action here today. We are anticipating just a little bit longer layover, but I'll tell you what, we're going to be efficient about it. Let's be efficient about it. I like it. And the 0-2 pitch from Clausen, swing and a miss, and Ortega Alves is down on strikes. And the Vikings have a strong start to the afternoon as Cooper Clausen works her first strikeout. For Dakota State, leading off is Ortega Alves behind the plate. Hannah McFarland bats second in center field. Batting third is Emmeline Rabe at first base. Cleaning up, Alexis Hayden at third base. And Julia Maldonado will bat fifth at second base this afternoon. McFarland stands ready on the pitch to her. That one high for a ball. Quincy Hartley at short bats sixth. Batting seventh is Allison Morrissey in left field. Batting eighth will be Brenly Goebel in right field. And Bella Garza will step into the lineup and bat ninth for Dakota State in the 4th game of the series. She is the designated player. Macy Bricker will pitch today. Clausen delivers, shot right back up the middle, and that's a base hit for Hannah McFarland. McFarland stops at first base, and Dakota State has a base runner to work with in the top half of the first inning. Emmeline Rabe will come to the plate. Dakota State started Game 2 with some momentum yesterday. Cooper Clausen gets the start today for the Vikings. A record of 4-3 on the season, an ERA of 4.01. This is just her 3rd start of the year. Rabe stands ready for Dakota State, and Clausen will deliver. That one misses inside, breaking pitch, and the count is a ball and no strikes. As we mentioned, we did see Clausen yesterday in a matchup against Dakota State. Pitched 2.2 innings of Game 2 yesterday. And Cooper Clausen ends up grabbing, I believe, the victory in relief yesterday. Gave up a run and a hit. Swing and a miss here from Emmeline Rabe. And the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. She had 3 walks and 4 strikeouts yesterday, but gave up 1 earned run. And Clausen came on and pitched well for the Vikings, well enough in relief for the Vikings to come from behind and defeat Dakota State in yesterday's matchup. The 1-1 pitch to Rabe. Hot shot right side. Diving stab is made by Kylie Bannard at second base to rob Emmeline Rabe of a hit. Great play that time by Kylie Bannard, diving towards her glove hand, able to reach out and take one away from Emmeline Rabe that was meant for right field. Rabe hits the ball on the button, but it's 2 away for Dakota State. And Alexis Hayden will come to the plate for the Trojans, trying to extend the inning for Dakota State University. Clausen will deliver. Riser misses high, and the count is a ball and no strikes. So 2 outs here in the top of the first. Well, let's get the score reset for you. Again, we thought we had a bit more time between games. It's not already 8-0. It's no score here on our LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. And Hayden stands ready for a 1-0 pitch from Cooper Clausen. Hits it high in the air to left field. Well hit. Kuklinski looks like she has room. She does. Kuklinski reaches up, makes the play. Hayden will fly out to left field. A couple of well-hit balls by Dakota State, but they're out in the top half of the first inning. No runs on a hit. They'll leave 1. We've played a half. And your score is Dakota State 0, and the Vikings coming to bat. This is our coverage of Viking softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and on NewsDakota.com.
Sometimes, finding your place doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments. VCSU offers more than just an education. It offers a path forward, to grow, to lead, to thrive, to discover who you are. Valley City State University. Find your place.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking softball, newsdakota.com, VCSU Athletics on YouTube. We get ready to go to the bottom of the first inning. The Vikings give up a base hit and come up with a couple of big defensive plays, including a diving catch by Kylie Bannard at second base to rob Emmeline Rabe of a hit. And the Vikings are scoreless with Dakota State as we go to the bottom of the first. Pascal Keene, who is catching, will lead things off for the Vikings as we get ready to go into the bottom of the first, and we'll go through the Viking lineup here as well as they take on Macy Bricker, who will get the ball for Dakota State. She'll deliver a strike. Count no balls and a strike. Viking lineup leading off, catcher Pascal Keene, batting second, Madden Bogenreef in right field, batting third, Kennedy Stone, the first baseman. And Kylie Bannard cleans up at second. Bricker delivers. That one misses low for a ball. And the count is a ball and a strike. Jenna Decker will bat fifth for the Vikings in center field. Reagan Maris, the designated player, bats sixth. Caitlin McNeil at third base will bat seventh. Swinging a little drifter towards first base. Going to be a foot race to the bag, and winning it is Emmeline Rabe, the first baseman for Dakota State. Keene will ground down to the first baseman, 3 unassisted for the out. That'll bring Madden Bogenreef to the plate. Batting eighth is Avery Kuklinski in left field, and Aaliyah Nicola at shortstop will bat ninth for the Vikings. And they face Macy Bricker, who gets her second set of work. And here's a ground ball right up the middle for Madden Bogenreef. She comes up with a base hit. And the Vikings have a one-out base runner to work with in the bottom of the first. Bricker making her 17th appearance, her 12th start of the season. She pitched a bit yesterday against the Vikings. Went 3 1/3. Ended up giving up 3 hits and 3 runs, only one of which was earned. Struck out 2 yesterday, walked 1. And Bricker stands ready. Got a no decision. She got the start yesterday in game number 2 for the Vikings. And the Vikings end up coming back to tie the game. She left with a 3-0 lead. And no decision in the game as Kennedy Stone swings and misses. And the 0-1 to Stone is a strike. Count will go to no balls and 2 strikes. On the season for Bricker, a 4.48 ERA, a 3-5 record in 12 starts and 16 appearances. Has worked 50 innings, the most worked pitcher for Dakota State. She delivers a riser just high on Kennedy Stone, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. 68 hits and 32 earned runs. She struck out 34, walked just 12. Good control this season. The 1-2 a bit low, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kennedy Stone. Vikings winning game 1 yesterday, 4-0. Game 2, 5-3. Today, the third game goes 8-0 to the Vikings. They're trying to make it a sweep of the weekend. 2-2 lifted in the air to center. Well hit but playable. Hannah McFarland stepping back and making the catch. Stone will fly out to center field for the second out of the inning. And Kylie Bannard, who had that great defensive play back in the top of the first, will step in here in the bottom of the first, trying to extend the inning for the Vikings. Bogenreef for 1 out base runner to work with for the Vikings at first base. And Bannard will step to the plate, the second baseman for the Vikings. And the pitch to her, she drives one to center field, well hit. Back after it, McFarland, she's at the fence, it's gone! 2-run home run for Kylie Bannard, who steps up big again for the Vikings. And the Vikings will take a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. Bannard hits it slightly the opposite way, but you can see that jump off the bat. McFarland giving it a chase, but no chance to catch up with it. And the Vikings have a 2-0 lead and a great start here in Game 4 of the series, trying to pull down the weekend sweep.
Now batting number 9, Jenna Decker.
Jenna Decker will come to the plate for Valley City State. Terrific shot that time for Bannard, and Bannard continues to have a great season for the Vikings. Bannard on the season now with her 3rd home run of the year. Here's a drive to the right side on the ground off the bat of Decker. Picked up by second baseman Maldonado. She'll drive over to first base for the out. And a 4-3 putout will end the inning, but the Vikings get a big fly from Kylie Bannard and pick up a couple of runs on a couple of hits. And at the end of an inning of play, your score in the LaRue Laco Financial Scoreboard, the Vikings 2 and Dakota State nothing. This is our coverage of Vikings softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and newsdakota.com.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
Great start for the Vikings as a 2-run home run from Kylie Bannard makes it 2-0 Valley City State as we go to the top of the second. Julia Maldonado will lead things off for Dakota State, shows bunt and takes a strike from Cooper Clausen of the Vikings. And the count now 0-1 on Julia Maldonado. So the Vikings jumping out to a big 2-0 lead as Kylie Bannard provides the offense for Valley City State. Maldonado, the second baseman. The shades back on now for Clausen. And the pitch lifted high in the air opposite way left field. Shallow, and Avery Kuklinski will come on and make the catch. And Maldonado will fly out to left field for the first out of the second. That'll bring up Quincy Hartley. Clausen has big, almost aviator-style sunglasses that she came out and had on her eyes early and then threw them up on her visor cover. And now we're going to have a conversation between our umpires about something that went on during or after that last pitch. I wonder if they're accusing Cooper Clausen of breaking the pitching rules with some sort of crow hop step off the pitcher's plate. We'll see what happens here, but she'll pitch to Quincy Hartley, and Hartley will take a pitch high for a ball. The count will go to a ball and no strikes. Not sure exactly what the conversation would have been about in that sequence, but Hunter Lambden, the head coach of Dakota State softball, having a conversation with our home plate umpire after that seemingly routine fly out to left field for Maldonado. And when you have that conversation going on, it could be the pitcher, it could be the catcher. And now we're going to have another conversation that will go on between our umpires down the first base line. Oh, did Maldonado bat out of order, or was there batting out of order? Oh, okay, we're back to where we were before. Okay, we have another illegal pitch here. So Maldonado flew out to left field, but apparently there was an illegal pitch called again. And so Maldonado's still at the plate. Boy, I'll tell you what, we've seen some things here today, folks. So an illegal pitch has been called that keeps the at-bat alive. And Maldonado is back at the plate, now facing a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And she'll take a pitch low for ball 3. So 3-1 the count. Not sure what the illegal pitch was for. out of the circle, pitching before the go-ahead. I mean, didn't seem like anything that was out of routine. 3-1 pitch is high for ball 4, and Maldonado will have herself aboard with a leadoff walk. So after what appeared to be a routine flyout, it's no outs in the inning, and Maldonado will be at first base for Dakota State, getting a free pass as Quincy Hartley will come to the plate. So Hartley comes to the plate for Dakota State, and the pitch to her high and away for a ball, and the count will go to a ball and no strikes. Want to know the count on Quincy Hartley. A look by Cooper Clausen to the pitch card. Vikings looking for a double play ball if they can get it. Swing and a miss and a riser by Hartley. And the count levels up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Speaking of double play balls, Quincy Hartley has played shortstop for Dakota State this weekend, and she has been busy. The Vikings have pulled the ball at her a lot, particularly yesterday, had a lot of attempts. Played well defensively for Dakota State. 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch misses inside low. And the count is 2 balls and a strike. Hartley stands ready. Julia Maldonado down at first base, drawing a leadoff walk after an illegal pitch kept her at bat alive. That happened in the first game for the Vikings as well. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Riser up and at her. Back pick down to first base, and standing back in is Maldonado. And the count will go to 2 balls, 2 strikes on Quincy Hartley. Look towards the dugout by Clausen. She has the pitch that she's looking for. And the 2-2. Got her swinging. Strike 3. Riser up. Let's make sure the pitch was legal. It was. We can put it in the book. All right. Strikeout number 2 for Cooper Clausen this afternoon. And Allison Morrissey will come to the plate for the Trojans. Morrissey in left field again this game, and obviously the slap hitter. The Vikings will put their defensive changes into play. And the pitch in the way, Morrissey steps out, bunts one down the third baseline. They're going to let it roll, and it rolls foul. The count will go to no balls and a strike. If I'm reading these defensive changes correctly, that's Madden Bogenreef that's playing where the shortstop typically would be, whatever that position is. The infield stays the same, but Bogenreef comes in to shade on the shortstop side of second base from right field. The 0-1 to Morrissey. Bunts again, bunts it up in the air, and it ends up out of play. And the count is now 0-2 on Allie Morrissey. Morrissey last ball game, 0 for 2, ground out, strikeout. Not a whole lot to go back and take a look at for Dakota State in that first game today. 1 hit for Gabrielle Ortega-Elvis, and that was all the offense they could muster. She did not walk a batter. The 0-2 from Clausen. Got her swinging on the outside corner. Morrissey's around on strikes. And that will be strikeout number 3 this afternoon for Cooper Clausen. Brenly Goebel will come to the plate, trying to extend the inning for the Trojans here in the second. Vikings leading 2-0 on a 2-run home run that came from Kylie Bannard in the bottom of the first. And the pitch, missing low for a ball. Count will go to a ball and no strikes on Brenly Goebel. The new player in the lineup is Bella Garza. She would be up next for Dakota State. We haven't seen her yet in the series, and they don't even have her in her statistics report right now as far as a batter. 1-0, lifted in the air, foul, left side, and that will drift out of play. And the count will be a ball and a strike. Well, we just have a numbers issue. That's the problem. They have her wearing number 21 on the lineup card. She's number 26, standing in the on-deck circle. So she is there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goebel standing ready. Swings and drives one foul again. That will twist out a play to the left. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Goebel, an 087 hitter, making her 10th start today. 2 hits coming into the day and 23 at-bats. And Bella Garza will be looking for her first hit when she comes to the plate. Should she? Here in the inning. 1-2 from Clausen. Lifted in the air, foul again, this time back behind home plate. Garza will be making her second start today. She's entered as the designated player, hitting for the pitcher, Macy Bricker. Right now, the Vikings, though, a strike away from getting out of the second inning. Runner at first base, Julia Maldonado. The 1-2. Little check swing foul to the right. Goebel didn't really intend, she didn't finish her swing. Kind of brought the bat around and then pulled it while she was walking out of the box. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Goebel. Clausen taking a look to the card. Has the pitch that she's looking for. And another 1-2 offering. This time blooped out into left field. That will drop for a base hit. Knocked down by the bare hand of Avery Kuklinski before it spins its way out beyond the line. And Brenly Goebel has a single for the second hit of the game for Dakota State, and that will bring Bella Garza to the plate.
Now batting number 26, Bella
Well,
Garza.
hits like that, even if they don't end up producing runs, they're big because it allows Dakota State to turn their lineup over. You end up not reaching if you're Goebel, and Dakota State starts with their number 9 hitter at the plate in the third, but here they get to at least turn the lineup around in the second inning. Pitch on the way to Garza. Riser high, and the count will go to a ball and no strikes. As it is, it extends the inning. Runners on first and second for Dakota State. 2-0 lead for the Vikings. We'll get that second out on the screen for you. For those of you that are viewing, our apologies. 1 ball, no strike count to Bella Garza. Clausen taking a look in. The pitch to Garza. Breaking pitch that drops in nicely for a strike. Garza, freshman, San Antonio, Texas native. Garza scored a run against Northwestern and also against Harris Stowe, Missouri in previous games. The 1-1 pitch from Clausen. Swing and a miss and a riser up. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes on Bella Garza. Again, Cooper Clausen. Pitch away from getting out of the inning. She's walked one and given up her second hit of the game. Here in the second, trying to close it out. And the pitch to Garza. Riser high, Garza holds off. Count levels, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vikings have won 4 straight, trying to sweep the weekend. Won the bookend series the bookends of the series with Bellevue last weekend. The 2-2 to Garza, called strike 3 right down the heart of the plate. They come back and attack Garza in the zone, and Garza strikeout number 4 for Cooper Clausen this afternoon. Dakota State comes up with a couple of base runners, no runs on a hit, and 2 runners left on base. But in the end, the Vikings lead 2-0 going to the third. Actually, rather, to the bottom of the second. After an inning and a half, your score, the Vikings 2 and the Trojans 0. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Reagan Maris leads things off for the Vikings. She'll take a strike. And the count is no balls of the strike. It's Maris, McNeil, Kuklinski due up for the Vikings here in the second inning. Vikings leading 2-0 on a 2-run home run by Kylie Bannard. And here's a pitch from Macy Bricker that I think in the slow pitch game we would call that illegal, call thrown with excessive speed. Yeah. It did make the 5-foot arc, though. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. The art of throwing a riser in softball is, it's an interesting art, I'll tell you. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often, to tell you the truth. The 1-2 pitch from Bricker, swinging a high pop fly in the infield foul territory. Long drift over for Alexis Hayden, the third baseman, to get to it, and that will drift out of play. It'll remain a ball and 2 strikes on Reagan Maris. Maris to the plate, had a big hit yesterday in Game 2 of the series for the Vikings, driving in a pair to tie the game. Here she grounds one on one hop to third. Alexis Hayden has it, throws over to first base for the out, and Maris is out number 1 for the Vikings in the home half of the second. That'll bring up Caitlin McNeil. So McNeil will come to the plate for Valley City State. Third baseman had a busy game defensively in Game 3 of the series earlier today. She'll drive one the opposite way, and that's going to fall for a base hit in right field. Caitlin McNeil comes up with a single. And the Vikings have their 3rd hit of the day and a 1-out base runner to work with here in the second inning. That'll bring up Avery Kuklinski. Caitlin McNeil, 222 hitter coming into today. 12 hits in 54 trips to the plate. Driven in 6 runs, gets a big hit there. And it brings Kuklinski to the plate with a little speed coming out of that left-handed batter's box. Runners going, pegged to second base. Not in time. The ball gets away from Quincy Hartley. Now we'll see a run by McNeil to third. She slides into third base safely. So probably a stolen base at second, and then we're going to call it an error. I'm not sure where we'll assess the error. She did have the ball, was trying to tag, and it came out, so I'd say shortstop too. Yep. So E6 is what's going to move the runner to third. And here's a swing and a ground ball right side. And a late attempt to come home and score by McNeil. She'll slide in safely as Kuklinski is tagged out, going down the first base line. The Vikings will score a run, stolen base error, and the fielder's choice as Kuklinski is out. 3 unassisted for out number 2, but give the Vikings another run, and the Vikings will take a 3-0 lead. So that extra base that's taken on the error on the stolen base comes back to hurt as Aaliyah Nicola will come to the plate for the Vikings and takes one inside for ball 1. So the Vikings take a 3-0 lead over Dakota State here in the second, as Caitlin McNeil comes home to score on the ground ball from Avery Kuklinski. Fastball misses away, riser rather. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. And now Nicola will turn things around for Dakota State. Or rather for the Vikings in their half of the second inning. The 2-0 to Nicola, swinging a ground ball foul. 2 balls and a strike. Again, the throw looked like it was a pretty good throw on the stolen base attempt from Ortega Alves, but Quincy Hartley trying to drag the tag over into position, lost the ball out of her glove, and that allowed an alert. Caitlin McNeil to take third, got an extra base out of her stolen base attempt. Here, a breaking pitch misses high. Long look in by Macy Bricker. She wanted that pitch, didn't get it. And it's 3 balls and a strike on Aaliyah Nicola for the Vikings, the shortstop for Valley City State. The 3-1. That one inside for ball 4, and Nicola has a free pass. First walk issued by Macy Bricker today, and Bricker doesn't walk many, as we talked about. Her pitching line coming into the day, just 12 walks in 50 innings of work. That's a pretty good number based on what we've seen throughout the course of the weekend. So you don't get many against Macy Bricker for free, but the Vikings have a 2-out base runner to work with now. Here in the bottom of the second, and back to the top of the order, Pascal Keene steps in and sends a grounder to third. It's picked up by Hayden. She'll throw across the diamond for the out. Keene will ground out to third to end the inning, but the Vikings tack on, picking up a run on a hit. They'll leave one. There was an error. We've played 2. New score in the LaRue-Laco Financial scoreboard after 2 innings. The Vikings 3 and Dakota State nothing. This is our coverage of Viking softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube, and NewsDakota.com.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. To get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
We go to the top of the third inning. The Vikings leading the Trojans by a score of 3-0 after 2 innings of work here this afternoon. Trying for the 4-game sweep of Dakota State on the weekend. Dakota State will come to the plate. And the top of their order due up, Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis set to step in for Dakota State. Been a tough out throughout the course of the weekend. The Vikings have had a little bit of run against her today. Cooper Clausen with 4 strikeouts to her day in just 2 innings of work will deliver, and a pitch up high. Ortega-Alvis will check swing on it. And the count is a ball and no strikes on Gabrielle Ortega-Alvis. Alvis, a .322 hitter coming into today for Dakota State. Clausen delivers 1-0, lifted high in the air, left side, that'll twist out of play. Junior from San Diego, California. And a regular player all throughout the season. Had a 3-for-4 day against Northwestern Iowa back in February as one of her breakout days so far this season. That's against a team ranked 17th in the country. Ortega-Alvis standing ready. 1-1 pitch from Clausen, off speed. Ortega-Alvis pulls it foul. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes on Ortega-Alvis. Alvis just 7 strikeouts this season. And when you consider that you're the leadoff hitter, 59 at-bats, you've done a pretty good job of making the most out of your at-bats, putting pressure on the defense, drawing walks. The 1-2, riser up high. And the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. She seems to see pitches well. She sees them early. Cooper Clausen back on the plate, on the pitcher's plate, that is. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clausen will look in, and the 2-2. Swinging a hot shot foul to the left side. Yanked just left of third base. And Ortega-Alvis continuing to give battle on Cooper Clausen. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top third of the order for Dakota State due up here. And you feel like right now they're going to feel some pressure to try to get something done. Dropped 3 games this weekend and down 2-0. So at-bats becoming at a premium here for Dakota State to try to find some success. Clausen looks in, 2-2 again. Riser may have gotten a piece of Ortega-Alvis. She's lobbying for a hit batsman, and that's what she's going to receive. She says it hits her in the wrist and didn't get her by a lot. And Matt Gable's going to come over and have a conversation with the home plate umpire about whether or not she was hit. Part of the reason why is because the home plate umpire didn't really react like the ball had hit her. Almost more of a being talked into it type of effort, and that's going to at least draw a conversation from the opposing head coach, whether it's right or wrong. So Ortega-Alvis goes down to first base. Hannah McFarland steps in. Maybe an opportunity to run here for Dakota State. McFarland takes one low after showing bunt, and the count is a ball and no strikes. Typically, if you're a home plate umpire, you pop out of your stance a little early. You didn't see the ball hit someone, then you're talked into it. That's going to draw a conversation from the opposition. 1-0 pitch, called a strike. Count levels up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That one was way at the top of the zone. Let's go ahead and put it that way. McFarland with a single back in the first inning. And here's the 1-1. That one misses low. And the count will go to 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls and a strike on Hannah McFarland. 3-0 Vikings. In the top of the third inning, a runner on first base for Dakota State. And the 2-1 pitch from Clausen. Drive left side, diving stab made by Nicola. She'll throw to first base and the ball squeaks away. Nearly got into the dugout. It's backed up nicely at first base by the catcher Pascal Keene, but a diving stab by Aaliyah Nicola as shortstop will rob Hannah McFarland of a hit, and there's 1 out in the Trojan third. That's 2 diving stabs that have been made by the middle infield. Emmeline Rabe sent one screaming at Kylie Bannard back in the first. Bannard made a diving catch on that one. 1 out in the inning. And Emmeline Rabe steps to the plate, as we mentioned, 0 for 1. She'll swing and bloop one foul out of play to the right. And the count's 0-1 on Emmeline Rabe. So both the middle infielders, Bannard and now Aaliyah Nicola, making big defensive plays to keep runners off the bases for Dakota State. Those are balls that were well struck by the Trojans. Had nothing to show for it. No balls and a strike. Clausen delivers. Breaking pitch, called strike 2. And the call, no balls, 2 strikes. Boy, Clausen did a nice job of changing speeds without you knowing it. Threw a tough breaking pitch. And it drops in for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a bloop foul right side and chased by Kennedy Stone, but it will drift out of play. Remains 0-2. Wait for a new softball to be delivered to Clausen. No balls, 2 strikes. Emmeline Rabe steps back in. Clausen taking a look to the dugout. Has the pitch that she's looking for. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got her on her riser. Strike 3, and Rabe is down on strikes for strikeout number 5 of the game for Cooper Clausen. And the Vikings are a batter away from getting out of the third unscathed. The base runner in each of the first 3 innings so far for Dakota State, a couple along with a couple of well-hit balls, but so far the Vikings have kept Dakota State off the scoreboard. Hayden swings and misses. And the count is 0-1 on Alexis Hayden. Hayden, a fly ball out to left field, her first time up. Vikings leading 3-0 on the benefit of a 2-run home run from Kylie Bannard and some nifty base running by Caitlin McNeil for the Vikings in the second inning. The 0-1 pitch, called a strike in the inner half. Clausen, 5 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batsman so far through 2 2/3, and has given up a couple of hard hit balls, but has pitched around it. 0-2 to Alexis Hayden. And the pitch. Called strike 3, got her at the knees. Strikeout number 6 for Cooper Clausen this afternoon. And another stranded base runner for Dakota State University, which has been the story of their weekend. They've stranded 4 through 3 innings. For Dakota State, no runs, no hits, 1 left. 2.5 in the books here at the Viking softball complex. 3-0 Valley City State over Dakota State. This is our coverage of Viking softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube, and also on newsdakota.com. We're back with more in a couple of moments.
Sometimes, finding your place doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments. VCSU offers more than just an education. It offers a path forward, to grow, to lead, to thrive, to discover who you are. Valley City State University. Find your place.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking softball, VCSU athletics on YouTube, newsdakota.com. Glad to have you along with us as we go to the bottom of the third. Madden Bogenreef will step in for the Vikings. She swings and grounds one to second base. Julia Maldonado has it cleanly for the out, and Bogenreef is out number 1 for the Vikings to start the bottom of the third inning. It's Bogenreef, Kennedy Stone, and Kylie Bannard due up. Bannard, the big blow for the Vikings so far, a 2-run home run to right center field that gave the Vikings a 2-0 lead that they've since expanded to a 3-0 edge. And a pitch to Stone is a strike. No balls and a strike on Kennedy Stone. Stone a fly out to center field for Valley City State back in the first inning. Big open stance for Stone. The 0-1 is high, and the count will level up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dakota State set to be in town next weekend as well, but a different sport as a swing by Kennedy Stone sends a drifter into right field in foul territory, and Stone will fly out to Brenley Goebel in right field for out number 2. The Vikings are set to entertain Dakota State next weekend, April 3rd and 4th in baseball, part of a 6-game homestand, rather a 7-game homestand for the Vikings. That will start on Tuesday as a pitch misses inside for a ball. However, stay tuned for further broadcast details as Mother Nature may have other plans entirely. The 1-0 pitch, ground ball, left side, foul, just left of third. The count levels up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Tuesday's games with Bismarck State College are threatened by weather. We're hearing 37 with a high mile-per-hour wind, which would mean no chance to play, at least in Valley City. And then, well, breaking pitch for a strike on Kylie Bannard. April 3rd, when we were looking at the weather models today, calls for all kinds of various types of weather to engulf North Dakota on Good Friday, April 3rd. The 1-2 pitch up high. Count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kylie Bannard. Bannard hit a 2-run home run back in the first inning, give the Vikings the lead 2-0. They lead by a score of 3-0 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. 2-2 is hit foul back to the screen, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bannard getting some good swings today. Bannard will step back in. Macy Bricker, a walk, still looking for her first strikeout. Here's a swing and a drive to deep center field again. Back after it, McFarland. She'll turn and look, and it's gone. A second home run to the same spot. Right center field, a bit the opposite way for Kylie Bannard. She puts another charge into a ball, and it's 4-0 Valley City State. Kylie Bannard is having a day for the Vikings. Bannard sends that one straight away. That will be home run number 4 of the season for Kylie Bannard. Came into the day hitting .372, and now Bannard with a pair of home runs today has made it 4-0 in favor of Valley City State. She's driven in 3 Viking runs. As we mentioned, good swings, and that time just sends one the opposite way again. And no chance to run it down. Jenna Decker will step to the plate for Valley City State. And the pitch to her, grounded back up the middle, squeaks through. That'll be a base hit to center field. Decker on to first, a little bit of a bobble. She takes a long, hard turn at first and will walk back to second base. And I would expect that we're going to see the Vikings put a runner in motion here with 2 outs in the inning. Reagan Maris coming up next, the designated player. And Decker with tremendous speed on the base paths. She's stolen 13 of 16 attempts this year. And this is going to bring the Dakota State coaching staff out of the dugout to have a conversation And let's see. They had a pitcher warming up on the opposite field, and it looks like they're going to make a pitching change. So Dakota State is going to go to their bullpen with 2 outs in the inning and a runner on first base to try to stem the tide. And we'll have a pitching change and a break in the action. The Vikings leading by a score of 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. We've got more Vikings softball coming up next.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
So a pitching change coming up for Dakota State. They'll send Mason Usselman into the matchup for the Trojans. Usselman, a 10.33 ERA coming into today's matchup. This will be her 8th appearance on the season. She is 0-4 so far this year. Pitched 20 innings, giving up 39 hits and 30 earned runs. In those 20 innings, 19 walks, so she's had control problems. And a tough spot to step into here with their team trailing by a score of 4-0 in the third. And the Vikings with a base runner out there. She did not pitch yesterday. Last pitched against Mayville State, a game that would have been last Friday. And in that game went 3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs on 7 hits. She walked 4 and struck out 1 in that matchup. So this is a situation where she'll have to come up big, and the Vikings know that they're going to take a few pitches here. But in the meantime, Jenna Decker is on first base after a single, 2-out single here in the third. And Decker with tremendous speed. She's stolen 13 bases in 16 attempts this year. And I would expect that the Vikings would likely try to take one here with 2 outs in the inning to see if they can put a runner in scoring position. So we see Maris step in. Runner holds on the opening offering, and it's a pitch high from Usselman. And the count will go to a ball and no strikes. And now Decker has seen one, knows the velocity. And we'll see what happens here. No balls, or rather a ball and no strikes to Reagan Maris. Maris takes another one high. The count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Decker getting a good look at some pitches as the runner down at first base. And typically you're going to make a pitcher throw a strike before you take off. The 2-0 is away, and the count will go to 3 balls and no strikes. The reason you make them deliver a strike is if they're going to pitch themselves into trouble, you let them do that before you risk the out by trying to steal a bag. 3-0 pitch. That's high for ball 4. And Decker will move on to scoring position anyway. Maris will receive a walk, and Usselman has her first walk issued today. So Decker into second base. She's the final runner that is Macy Bricker's responsibility. Bricker goes 2 2/3 innings today, gives up right now 4 runs, 3 earned. And a riser high for a ball. The count will go to a ball and no strikes on Caitlin McNeil. McNeil a single, a stolen base, and was aided to third on an error when Quincy Hartley couldn't hold on to a throw for Dakota State. She later scored in a ground ball out. Pitch called for a strike on the outside corner to McNeil. Back pick out to second base as a very healthy secondary is being taken by Jenna Decker. Decker's getting about maybe 35-40% to third base every time a pitch is thrown. Pitch misses away. Count will go to 2 balls and a strike on Caitlin McNeil. 2-1 the count on McNeil. Vikings leading 4-0, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. And the pitch, high again. 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 to Caitlin McNeil. Avery Kuklinski would be next. Vikings a chance to maybe put together a 2-out nightmare. 3-1 pitch, a strike. And it's now 3 balls, 2 strikes to Caitlin McNeil. Well, here comes a big pitch. The runners should get a jump with a count 3-2 and 2 outs in the inning. McNeil standing ready. The 3-2 offering missed outside. Ball 4. Boy, that one was close. And I think Usselman's a bit frustrated. The bases will be loaded. McNeil draws a walk. Usselman has issued 2 since coming into the game. And now the bases are loaded as Avery Kuklinski will come to the plate for the Vikings. Kuklinski standing ready. The pitch high for a ball. And it's a ball and no strikes on Avery Kuklinski. Kuklinski drove in a runner last time up, grounded out to the first baseman, Emmeline Ray, but the error in the previous play when Caitlin McNeil stole second, took third. 1-0 pitch high, count will go to 2-0. That put McNeil down at third base and allowed the ground ball by Kuklinski to score a run. One otherwise it would not have been. That's the run that Bricker has given up that's been unearned to this point. 2 balls, no strikes on Kuklinski. And the pitch. Low and away, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Bases loaded, no place to put Kuklinski. So Mason Usselman has to come up with something big here. Senior out of San Diego, California. The 3-0. Called a strike. Riser on the top of the zone. Count will go to 3 balls and a strike. Decker from third, Maris from second, McNeil at first base for the Vikings. 2 outs in the inning. The 3-1. Took something off the pitch, called strike, and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, if you're the Vikings, you lead 4-0, but you want to get greedy here. Bases loaded in front of Kuklinski. Kuklinski ready. The payoff. Driven to right field. That one down for a base hit. 1 run will come in. They'll wave another runner around. 2 will score. The Vikings come up big in the bottom half of their order, driving in 2 on a single by Avery Kuklinski. And it's Valley City State 6, Dakota State nothing. McNeil makes her way to third. Kuklinski with a 2 RBI single. That'll close the book today on Macy Bricker. It'll be 5 runs, 4 earned for Bricker today in 2 2/3. And the Vikings lead 6-0 with Aaliyah Nicola coming to the plate. And Nicola will take a strike. The walks come back to hurt, though. Back-to-back walks to Maris and McNeil to start the run for the Vikings against Mason Usselman. That pushed a runner to third and allows the inning to continue. 0-1 to Nicola. She grounds 1 to third. 2 ops picked up by Hayden. She'll throw across the diamond for the out. And Nicola will ground out to third to end the inning for the Vikings. But it's a productive inning for Valley City State. 3 runs will come across in the benefit of 2 base hits. And there was 2 runners remaining on base when the inning came to a conclusion. We played 3. Your score here at Viking Softball Complex. The Vikings 6 and Dakota State nothing. This is our coverage of Viking softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube, and NewsDakota.com.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC. We move to the top of the fourth. The Vikings leading by a score of 6-0 over Dakota State after a 3-run third inning. Gives the Vikings some control. Cooper Clausen will go back to the hill for a fourth inning of work. Julia Maldonado leads things off for Dakota State in the Trojan half of the fourth inning. 6 strikeouts already for Cooper Clausen today. She'll deliver a strike at the outside edge to the lefty Maldonado. And the count is 0-1. Maldonado walked back in the second inning after seemingly flying out to left field and then being brought back to the plate on an illegal pitch call. We've seen that a couple of times already so far today. Once that aided the Vikings in their matchup earlier today. Here's a swing and a ground ball foul past first base. That'll bring the count to 0-2. Clausen has pitched well, allowed base runners in each inning, and has given up a couple of well-hit balls as well that could have changed the dynamic of things, but a couple of nice defensive plays behind her. Diving catch by Kylie Bannard, diving catch by Aaliyah Nicola in the first and third innings respectively have kept things at bay. The 0-2 pitch, lifted foul to the left, that will twist out of play. Remains 0-2. Vikings trying to win their 5th straight game and get back on the road next weekend in softball, trying to take a 5-game winning streak with them. The 0-2 pitch, breaking pitch, got her on the outside corner, strike 3. That one was a beauty. We've seen Cooper Clausen mix that breaking pitch in at times throughout the day, and it's been a very effective pitch. And that time just kind of locked up Maldonado, nothing she could do with it, and it finds the outside corner for a hit, or rather for a strikeout. The 7th strikeout for Clausen today. And Quincy Hartley at the plate for the Trojans. She'll take a pitch away for a ball. The Vikings are set to go to Bismarck State College next weekend, but it's not next weekend. It's next Thursday and Friday on the schedule. And again, stay tuned. They might want to move that up to Wednesday, Thursday. The 1-0 pitch, lifted foul back to the screen. The count will be 1 ball, 1 strike on Quincy Hartley, a strikeout victim. Back in the second inning. Hartley stands ready, 1 out in the inning. Boy, if you're looking at the forecast and you're believing what they say about Friday, you start wondering how people move things around a little bit to try to keep the games on schedule. We have a really truncated season this year as a pitch miss is high. The end of the bat sport regular season is the end of April. From there, it's off to tournament time. Just because Memorial Day is early this year, I mean, that truncated the high school schedule as well, and everything just seems to be a week early all the way through the sports schedule this year. 2-1 pitch, hit foul again off the handles by Hartley, and back to the screen, the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. So you don't have a lot of time to mess with if you end up losing dates. Do you go south to play and try to avoid the storm? Do you go north to play and avoid the storm? I mean, you got to think of a lot of different scenarios. And I'm sure the coaches will be talking a lot about that this week. The 2-2 to Hartley just missed outside. That's a good pitch from Clausen. Tried to find the outside corner. Clausen's walked 1 and hit 1 so far here today for free passes. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hartley standing ready, and Clausen delivers the 3-2. Hit on the ground, foul. Past third, Caitlin McNeil made a really nice backhand stab, but in foul territory over at third base. Still 3-2 on Quincy Hartley. Clausen takes a look into the dugout to find her sign. She's got it. And another payoff pitch. High in the air to center field. Playable. Drifting back is Jenna Decker. She'll reach up and make the catch. And Hartley will fly out to center for the second out of the Trojan fourth.
Now batting number 4, Allison Morrissey.
2 away, and Allison Morrissey will come to the plate. Morrissey, a strikeout victim, back in the second inning. Clausen doing a nice job today when she hasn't struck somebody out of letting the defense make a play, but 7 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. Here's a swing and a foul. Only 2 Trojans have not struck out today. Hannah McFarland has hit the ball well twice, a single and a line out. Diving catch robbed her of a second hit back in the third. And Brinley Goebel, who bats next, has a single to her credit today. No balls and a strike to Morrissey. Morrissey takes a full swing this time and pops it up on the infield. And calling for it, I believe, was the shortstop, Aaliyah Nicola, that made the catch. Everybody was in a different position at the end of that play, but Nicola ends up making the catch on the pop fly off of Allie Morrissey's bat. 3 up, 3 down for Dakota State, and they're half of the fourth, nothing across for the Trojans. And we're halfway home. The Vikings leading by a score of 6-0 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. To get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Vikings may start using their bench a little bit here, it would appear. As the Vikings will go to their bench for a pinch hitting performance for Olivia Colbus, and Colbus will take a strike. Colbus hitting for Pascal Keene, the catcher, here in the fourth inning. With the Vikings leading by a score of 6-0, Colbus will take strike 2. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Olivia Colbus as the Vikings start to flex out their bench a little bit, leading by a score of 6-0. A look to the card by Mason Usselman, and the 0-2 pitch nearly hit Colbus. Hit the turf, started rolling. Colbus could have flinched that front leg just a little bit and taken some contact, but in the end, a ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch misses away. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Vikings scoring 3 in the third. Mason Usselman coming in with 2 outs in the third inning, gave up a couple of walks and a single before settling in to get the Vikings back in the dugout. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a drive to the right side and foul. That'll keep us at 2-2. It's the top third of the order, but now Colbus batting for Pascal Keene. So Colbus, Bogenreef, and Stone are the batters due to hit. Bogenreef is in the on-deck circle. 2-2 pitch, misses away, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Colbus is a freshman from Fargo, North Dakota. Had a 2-for-4 day against Waldorf back on Valentine's Day. Right now has a full count. 3-2 pitch slips out of the hand of Mason Usselman, and that'll be a walk for Colbus. So Colbus will walk. It'll be the 3rd walk issued by Usselman today. And now some trouble for Dakota State. A base runner already on. You've got some good batters coming to the plate against Mason Usselman. Madden Bogenreef, 1 for 2 on the day, will step in. Pitch, swinging a line shot right side. That's going to get towards the gap. It'll be cut off, but rounding hard is Colbus at second, and sliding into second base safely, Madden Bogenreef with the double. She hit that well enough into the yard out in right field. Long run to get over to it for Brinley Goebel to cut it off, but it's a 2-bagger for Madden Bogenreef. And now the reigning player of the week this week in the Frontier, Kennedy Stone, with a chance to put a big, big piece of damage on the board for the Vikings. They lead 6-0. Nobody on the inning, and Stone stands ready. She'll take a pitch outside for ball 1. Sun trying to break out a little bit here at the end of, or I should say end of the day, middle of game 2. They've got us up to 56 now. Pitch misses low and away for a ball, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Wind's still a factor out of the north. It probably feels cooler than 56, and I think we made the 60s yesterday before we were done. 2-0 to Stone, high and away. Got away momentarily. A long look towards the plate by Olivia Calvis, but she's summoned back to third. And the count will be 3 balls and no strikes on Kennedy Stone. Fly out to center and right for Stone so far in the first and third innings respectively. Look in by Usselman, the 3-2 high, ball 4. And the bases are now loaded with Vikings. Fourth walk issued today by Usselman.
Now batting number 97.
And let's see what happens here as we're going to have both coaches coming to home plate. And it looks like a pitching change coming up. Usselman's day is going to come to a conclusion. And we are going to see the third pitcher of the day for Dakota State, and that will be McKenna McGee again. So this will be the third time that we see McGee in this series. And in the meantime, I believe the Vikings may be making a change as well. They're going to make a change as a runner out on first base. So Valley City State will go to their bench, and is it Hallie Goulet that's going to come in to run for the Vikings at first base? Well, we'll keep it here as you'll take in the warm-up tosses here for McGee. So McGee will come in to pitch. Usselman will end up working just a third of an inning today. Faces 7 batters and gets 1 out. And she'll leave with the bases loaded. And a 6-0 game for the Vikings as Kylie Bannard will come to the plate and will hit against McGee. So McKenna McGee started a game yesterday for the Vikings and has pitched in relief now in both games, I should say rather for the Trojans. Kylie Bannard with 2 home runs to her credit today steps in, and the first pitch to her is away for ball 1. Bannard with a 2-run home run back in the first inning and a solo shot in the third, and she bats the bases loaded here in the fourth, and the Vikings leading 6-0. The 1-0 pitch. Hot shot up the middle. That'll be a base hit. 1 run will score. They'll wave around Bogan Reef from second. She will score, and the Vikings have an 8-0 lead. The runs will be credited to Mason Usselman. Kylie Bannard has a 3-for-3 day and has now driven in 5 runs this afternoon in the second game. And Jenna Decker will come to the plate still with nobody out. And runners at first and second for the Vikings in an 8-0 matchup. And the pitch to Decker. Misses low and away for ball 1. Well, the Vikings now have a chance to make it a short day. When they go back out to the field in the top of the 5th, they'll be pitching for the victory. Pitch on the way to Decker. Breaking pitch for a strike. And the count level 1 ball, 1 strike on Jenna Decker. Decker a single back in the third. Had a triple in yesterday's action. And the 1-1 to her from McGee. Hit to the right side. Backhand stab made by the second baseman Maldonado. She'll flip to second. Covering was Quincy Hartley, the shortstop. That'll force Kylie Bannard. It'll be 4-6 on the putout for out number 1 of the inning. Decker will reach on a fielder's choice, and Stone's on to third. And let's see what we're going to have here. We may have another pinch hitting performance for the Vikings. So the Vikings will go to their bench, and Anna Kowalik will step in to pitch, a freshman from Hudson Bay, Saskatchewan. And Kowalik is going to hit for Reagan Maris in the lineup. So Kowalik hits here in the 4th inning for the Vikings. And the pitch to her. She yanks it foul to the right. No balls and a strike on Anna Kowalik. Kowalik's made her way into a handful of games this season. Back in early March, on March 9th, a 3-for-3 day against Benedictine Mesa, and she scored 3 runs. Those games, of course, down in Arizona. The 0-1 to her in the dirt in front of the plate, knocked down nicely by Ortega Alves behind the plate. And the count is a ball and a strike on Anna Kowalik. Vikings leading 8-0. Would love to have a little insurance for that 8-run rule if they could find it. Runners on the corners with 1 out. And the pitch to Kowalik. Misses low, runner moving, but the throw will be cut off by the pitcher. McGee looking to third to see if Kennedy Stone was thinking about a little tomfoolery on the delayed double steal. Stone hangs out. And now runners are at second and third for the Vikings. 2 balls and a strike to Kowalik. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th inning, Vikings leading 8-0. Won game 3 of the series. The first one today, 8-0 in 5. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, got Kowalik on strikes. McGee's first strikeout today. And 2 away now in the inning, as Caitlin McNeil will come to the plate. A pair of singles, rather a single and a walk so far today. She'll take a riser high, and the count is a ball and no strikes. McNeil singled, stole a base, and took another on an error in the second, then later scored back in the second inning. The 1-0 pitch, driven to center field. Well hit. Back after it, McFarland. She camps in front of it, makes the catch. McNeil lines out to center field for out number 3, and the Vikings are out in their half of the 4th inning. But 2 more runs will come across. Benefit of a pair of base hits for the Vikings. The Vikings will leave 2, and that will take us to the 5th. The Vikings pitch for the victory. After 4, it's the Vikings 8, and the Trojans nothing on the LaRue-Laco Financial scoreboard. We go to the 5th next. This is Vikings softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube, and also on newsdakota.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. We go to the top of the 5th, and the Vikings leading by a score of 8-0 as Brentley Goebel will come to the plate. Singled back in the second inning. The Vikings have a chance to put this away in 4.5 innings today, and Goebel swings and misses. Check swing that'll be called a strike at the plate. And the count, no balls and a strike. The Vikings scoring a pair of runs to go up 8-0 after 4, and now trying to end this one early today as Goebel, 1 for 1 of the day, stands in for Dakota State. Pitch from Clausen, swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. Clausen's had a great start today. 7 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batsman through 4 innings of work. Has allowed just 2 hits so far today. And has had the help of a little bit of defense behind her this afternoon as well. The 0-2 pitch misses away. Diving catch made in the first by Kylie Banner to take a base hit away from Emmeline Rabe. Diving catch in the third by shortstop Aaliyah Nicola to rob Hannah McFarland of a hit for Dakota State. You want to get the first one here. Number 8 batter at the plate. 1-2 the count. Riser high. Count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. You've got number 8 Goebel and number 9 Bella Garza due up here, and if you're Cooper Clausen, you just want to keep the bases empty before the lineup turns around with Gabrielle Ortega Alves coming up in that number 1 spot again, due up in the hole here in the 5th. The 2-2 in the turret, and that'll bring us to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Goebel. Three balls, 2 strikes the count on Brentley Goebel from Cooper Clausen. And the 3-2. Lifted high in the air, yanked foul, left side, long run. Kuklinski headed towards the corner, but she won't find it. That'll keep it 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, next game broadcast we're scheduled to have for you on Tuesday against Bismarck State in a doubleheader, but the weather not looking favorable. Another payoff pitch coming up for Goebel. Clausen takes a look at the play card and has what she's looking for. And the 3-2 again. Riser high for ball 4, and that's a leadoff walk for Dakota State. They need to run to keep playing, and they've got that run on the base paths as Bella Garza will come to the plate now for the Trojans. So Bella Garza is set to come to the plate for Dakota State. A strikeout victim back in the second. Vikings would love a ground ball situation here. Clausen taking a look for the pitch and delivers. Swinging a foul. Right side, not a play. Counts no balls and a strike on Bella Garza. Garza's the designated player, has been hitting for the pitcher's position. And struck out back in the second, was frozen at the plate. Clausen takes a look to the dugout. No balls, a strike, and the pitch up high. Tried the breaking pitch, wouldn't come down. Count levels up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Be curious to see how Coach Gable would play this after this at-bat, really no matter what happens here with the lineup set to turn around again in the third. The 1-1 pitch, high fly ball in the infield. Aaliyah Nicola comes in to make the catch and will do so. Garza will pop out to the shortstop. And 1 out in the inning for Dakota State. And it looks like Clausen's going to be allowed to pitch to Ortega Alves. Thought for a second, if you were going to go to your bullpen, now would be the time with the lineup turning over. But with the big 8-run lead, a chance to see how Cooper Clausen will pitch her way through the lineup for a third time. Pitch on the way to Ortega Alves. It's fouled off to the right. And the count, no balls and a strike. Ortega Alves, a strikeout victim in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third. 1 out and a runner on first base for the Trojans. Clausen takes a look for the pitch. Has it and delivers 0-1. And swing and a miss by Ortega Alves. Brings the count to 0-2. Ortega Alves gave the Vikings a bunch of fits yesterday. The Vikings have been able to have a little bit more success against her today. Good leadoff hitter for Dakota State. The 0-2 chops at that one, hits it foul to the right. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Ortega Alves. And the best hitter in the lineup, due up next for Dakota State, Hannah McFarland, who has hit the ball really well twice today. A single and a line shot. And the coaching staff for Dakota State trying to jumpstart their offense today. Moved her up from number 3 to number 2 in the order. A curious move, but you want to get her up there a little bit earlier if you can, or more often if you can. The 0-2. Fly ball to left field. Playable for Avery Kuklinski. Near the line, she comes on to make the catch. And Ortega Alves will fly out to left for out number 2. And for the Trojans, it'll come down to Hannah McFarland. 2 outs in the inning, and Hannah McFarland will come to the plate. 431 hitter coming into today's work. 28 hits and 65 trips to the plate, and has hit the ball well twice today. Clausen delivers. Called a strike. Fastball on the top edge of the zone. And the count, no balls and a strike on Hannah McFarland. Look to the card by Cooper Clausen again. And here comes the 0-1 pitch to McFarland. Missed just low. Well, the Vikings wanted that one, but one could argue they maybe should not have had the first one. And so in the end, 1 ball, 1 strike. Count will level up on Hannah McFarland. Clausen takes a look to the dugout. Has her pitch. And the 1-1 offering. Riser high. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. Kayla McNeil, the third baseman, walks over towards Cooper Clausen to coach her up a little bit. 2-1 to a dangerous hitter from Dakota State. Vikings leading 8-0 in the top of the 5th. 2 outs in the inning. The 2-1 pitch. Called a strike again. Riser again, top of the zone. Well, if you're McFarland, you're going to have to defend against that pitch now. That front armpit is the top of the zone in fast pitch softball. And it's been right about there. The 2-2 pitch. Line shot towards center field, and the game will continue for the moment. It's a base hit for Hannah McFarland. It'll push Brentley Goebel over to second base. And McFarland has her third well-hit ball of the game. Is now 2 for 3. And Emmeline Rabe will come to the plate.
Number 12, Emmeline Rabe.
So runners on first and second. And Emmeline Rabe lined out to second base and struck out so far today, 0 for 2. Will stand in trying to continue the game for Dakota State. Vikings up 8-0, and a run is needed for the Trojans to continue playing. Rabe's had a decent weekend against the Vikings. Had a home run yesterday to get things started in game 2 for Dakota State. Clausen checks for the sign. And the pitch to Rabe. Breaking pitch for a strike. Boy, that's a lot of confidence in your breaking pitch. Inner half as well. Clausen has thrown that ball well throughout the course today, and the count no balls and a strike on Emmeline Rabe. Clausen checks the card, and the 0-1 offering. Line shot right field. We're going to keep playing. That's a base hit into the gap. One run will come across as Goebel will score. They're going to wave in Hannah McFarland. She'll score as well. Peg to third, not going to be in time. It's a triple for Emmeline Rabe. Dakota State comes up with a pair of runs and cuts the lead to 6-2. Rather, 8-2. Apologies. So McFarland comes all the way around from first, and Emmeline Rabe has a triple. You go back to that leadoff walk to Brentley Goebel, and that's really where kind of you needed to get that out. You wanted to face number 8, number 9. Instead, allowed the lineup to turn around, and now Alexis Hayden will come to the plate. And Clausen will deliver to Hayden. Swing and a miss, and the count's 0-1. So the Vikings have their lead trimmed to 6. Clausen was given the opportunity to go out there and finish it, and I kind of like giving her the chance. Now she'll try to finish the 5th inning, and we'll see if there is a 6th that the Vikings would stay with her. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Lifted foul out of play to the right. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes on Alexis Hayden, who flew out to left field and struck out in the 1st and 3rd, respectively. Sun breaking out here. Looks like a different day all of a sudden. Clausen takes a look to the dugout and is ready and delivers 0-2. That one misses away. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the Vikings' 6th, Avery Kuklinski leads things off in the number 8 spot for Valley City State. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alexis Hayden. Clausen taking a look in and fires. Pitch misses low. Count levels up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Clausen stepping to the back of the circle, now addresses the pitcher's plate. Has her sign. And the 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, missed high. Counts full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Clausen talking with the dugout a little bit. Not sure if she missed a spot there or if she felt like she should have gotten that pitch, but the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Clausen takes a look, and the payoff. Down low, ball 4. And runners will be at the corners on what will be the 3rd walk issued today.
17, Julia Maldonado.
Look towards the dugout, and so far, Coach Gable going to stay with Cooper Clausen here. You're kind of in that point where you've had control of the game. You're still in control of the game, leading by 6, but a couple of big things happen here. All of a sudden, the game gets a little closer than you wanted to. Julia Maldonado, a walk and a strikeout so far today. She's 0 for 1. And will bat with runners at the corners for Dakota State. And she drives one to right center field. That one's going to roll a ways. 1 run will come home to score. They'll hold up Alexis Hayden at third base. A peg at second base, not going to be on time. Diving into second base is Maldonado safely. The Vikings, I thought, perhaps felt like she was out. In the meantime, we've got a shaken up Julia Maldonado. She will double. That'll bring in Rabe to score. And Hayden goes to third. And it's a 5-run game now at 8-3. And the Viking infield will come together.
Now batting number 15, Quincy Hartley.
And Quincy Hartley is going to come to the plate with the game now a 5-run game. Hartley a strikeout and a fly out to center field. Cooper Clausen struggling to close things out. This will be the 8th batter to come to the plate of the inning for Dakota State. And the pitch is in the dirt. The count will go to a ball and no strikes on Hartley. And now we'll see Coach Gable coming out of the dugout. And we'll go out to talk with his hurler, Cooper Clausen. I mean, you can see what Coach Gable is doing right now. You've got a sophomore on the hill. She's thrown well today, 7 strikeouts coming into the inning. And you're trying to get her through the 5th and kind of see how she reacts to various conditions. But you're in a tight spot in the ball game right now as well. 3 runs are in, and 2 more are in scoring position, and this thing gets any closer, and the control that you had in the game kind of evaporates. And so this might be a situation where Clausen is now hitter to hitter. If you were to lose Quincy Hartley, you might turn things back over to your bullpen. Wouldn't be surprised to see another performance by Maddie Hazelton, who pitched so well in game 1 today and only worked 5 innings at that point. So Hartley at the plate and the pitch. Hot shot to center field and deep. This one at the fence. It's gone, and Dakota State has stormed back with 6 runs in the inning, and it's now 8-6 Vikings. Well, now all of a sudden the game is brand new, and Matt Gable will come out of the dugout, but he may have come out of the dugout a couple of batters too late in this one. 8-6 your score, and the Vikings will go to their bullpen. Grace Folkema is going to come back out to do the pitching for the Vikings, but now it's a dogfight once again. Still 2 innings to go, and the Vikings have their lead cut to 2 by a score of 8-6. And we will have a pitching change and a break in the action. The Vikings leading by 2, Dakota State with lots of momentum as we continue our coverage of Viking softball. We'll do it for you coming up next. VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
We'll go to Allison Morrissey and Grace Folkema. Folkema will come into the matchup for the Vikings to pitch after a 6-run inning for Dakota State. Has taken an 8-0 lead for the Vikings and turned this in to a competitive matchup once again as Allison Morrissey, the slap hitter, will come to the plate and Folkema delivers away for ball 1. Well, the 9th batter to come to the plate in the inning for Dakota State, and Coach Matt Gable trying desperately to coax Cooper Clausen out of the 5th inning, but probably regrets the idea of staying away from the bullpen this long. Swinging a foul off the end of the bat of Morrissey, and the count will level up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Had the walk to Brinley Goebel to get things started, and then with Gabriel Ortega Alves coming up for the 3rd time, there were a couple of different chances to go to the pen right away in the inning or after the lineup turned over, but instead he wanted to ride Cooper Clausen as long as he could, feeling like with the big 8-run lead as a swing and a foul on a play will bring it to a ball and 2 strikes. You've got control of the game, but this thing got away from Coach Gable and the Vikings, and now it's a 2-run ball game in the bottom of the 5th, and a lot of different things can happen throughout the remainder of this one. So a dogfight again. Vikings left to hold on. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Morrissey. She'll swing and miss, strike 3, and the Vikings get out of the inning. But damage done by Dakota State as the Trojans will come across with 6 runs in the inning, and that will be on the benefit of 4 base hits. And that will bring us to the end of 5. New score in the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. The Vikings 8, Dakota State University 6. We'll go to the 6th next, rather the bottom of the 5th, mind you. This is Viking Softball, VCSU Athletics on YouTube and NewsDakota.com.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Now batting number 13, Avery Kuklinski.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Vikings now in a 2-run ball game with Dakota State as Avery Kuklinski will come to the plate to lead things off for Valley City State. A single to her credit back in the 3rd. She's 1 for 2 today. And Kuklinski bunts, and the bunt is foul. Count will go to no balls and a strike. Kuklinski grounded in a run back in the 2nd as well. And a single in the 3rd so far today. 6 runs put up by Dakota State to take some air out of the stadium here in the 5th inning. And the 0-1 to Kuklinski is down low for a ball. And the count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Vikings led 8-0 going into the top of the 5th. And Dakota State comes back with a big 3-run homer to cap a 6-run rally and bring this thing back to a 2-run ball game. Another bunt by Kuklinski, dragged down the first base line. Great bunt, and Kuklinski is aboard for the Vikings. Well, now, if you're Valley City State, what you're looking for is some insurance. You got to go back in that direction now to try to give yourself an opportunity to pad the lead a little bit with a game just a 2-run ball game, a game that you've seemingly controlled for a while.
Now batting number 24, Aaliyah
You have to try to gain some of that control back and distance the lead a bit more if you can. Nicola shows bunt and drags one down the first base line, and there's nobody home on the rotation at first base, and everybody's safe. Well, there's another one of those defensive miscues that Dakota State has made throughout the course of the game today, and this is going to bring their coaching staff back out of the dugout. You've got a runner going, and you've got 2 players closing on second base at the same time. When bunt is shown, there's nobody left to rotate over to first base and cover the play. And the bunt right at first baseman, Emmeline Rabe, she has to come home to cover it. And there was no one to make a throw to, and everybody's safe. And the meeting on the hill is short, and based on the body language of Dakota State at the end of the meeting, I would say that the comments were curt. Because this came to an end quickly, and when you have a coach that kind of walks off with his head down, and the infield kind of looking at one another, I think the message has been sent that we're not happy in the Trojan dugout. So 2 aboard, and Pascal Keene is due up for the Vikings. Now she'll bunt down the first base line, and the throw to first base will be in time for an out. So Keene will move the runners over. 3 straight bunts for the Vikings, and Keene will come up with a sacrifice bunt. Believe the play on that one is 2-4 for the out. And a pair of runners in scoring position as Maddie Bogenreef will come to the plate. The Vikings need a big hit to regain some momentum. Pitch to Bogenreef, lifted in the air, foul back behind us. And the count will go to no balls and a strike. Really nice sunshine breaking out. Now all of a sudden we're going to get the warm weather that we were looking for at the beginning of the day. Well, maybe not. They have us up at 57. Swing and a miss by Bogenreef on a breaking pitch. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning now for the Vikings. They're in the bottom of the 5th. Vikings with 2 aboard in scoring position, leading by a score of 8-6. And the no ball, 2 strike pitch to Bogenreef, lifted in the air to center. Well hit, back after it, McFarland. She's at the fence, forget about it. 3-run home run for Maddie Bogenreef. And the Vikings will spring right back ahead by 5 by a score of 11-6. Bogenreef with her second home run of the series, and she has 3 hits today, a single, a double, and a home run. And the Vikings pad their lead back to 5 in a big spot. Need to try to regain some momentum. The Vikings do it as Bogenreef goes big fly to center. The 3rd home run today for the Vikings. And Kennedy Stone will come to the plate now for Valley City State. Well, that gives you the control of the game you're looking for. Now we'll see what the Vikings do from the pitching position coming up in the 6th. As Kennedy Stone will take a pitch for a strike. We're told that the Vikings had some additional activity going in the bullpen. At the end of the last inning, Maddie Hazelton was over warming up. Grace Folkema came in to finish it. The 0-1 to Stone, misses high. Count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Stone walked in her last trip to the plate. She's 0 for 2 officially today. And the pitch coming from McGee. Breaking pitch high again. Count 2 balls and a strike. McKenna McGee, the 3rd pitcher today for Dakota State. Making her 3rd appearance in the series. The 2-1. Hot shot left side, and it's back picked by Quincy Hartley from her knees. Tries to throw at Stone. She will not, and Kennedy Stone will have an infield hit. 4th hit of the inning for the Vikings. 2 were bunt singles. And the 3-run home run by Bogenreef. And Kylie Bannard, who's homered twice today and has 3 hits, 2 homers and a single, will come to the plate with a runner on first base. An 11-6 Viking lead. And the pitch on the way to Bannard. Misses low and away for a ball. Count a ball and no strikes on Bannard. Bannard steps back in the box. And the 0-1, or actually 1-0 to her is low, and the count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. McKenna McGee on the season, an 8.96 ERA. This is her 15th appearance. She appeared in the last game as well. She misses away for ball 3. A 2.24 whip, which means walks plus hits per inning. That means a lot of runners against her per inning. 3-0 pitch, and here's a shot by Bannard to center. Forget it. It is gone. Bannard with a 3rd home run of the game and the 2nd home run of the inning for Valley City State. 2 steps by McFarland, and she quit on that one. And the Vikings are back up 7 by a score of 13-6. Somebody get on the phone to Helena. We have the Conference Player of the Week in Valley City again this week. Bannard with 3 home runs, and they've all been to straightaway center field, and that's going to be enough. We're going to see Grace Kitterman come back into the matchup for Dakota State and take over the pitching responsibilities. So we'll have another break in the action, and we'll come back with more Viking softballs. The Vikings now run away from ending it again here in the 5th with only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 13-6 Vikings. We're back with more in a couple of moments.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Well, we'll see the entry of Grace Kitterman to be the fourth pitcher of the game for Dakota State. And Kitterman will come on to face Jenna Decker, who's 1 for 3 this afternoon. The Vikings have plated 5 on 3 singles, 2 bunts, and 2 home runs in the inning. And the pitch to Decker is low for ball 1, and the count is a ball and no strikes. So the Vikings go from ahead 8-0 going into the top of the 5th, a chance to end it. They give up 6 runs in the top of the 5th to have the lead cut to 2. Now they've scored 5, and they're a run away from ending it again here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the 1-0 to Decker is low, the count 2-0. So Grace Kitterman back into the game. Kitterman appeared in the last match. I believe she took the loss in Game 3 this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. She did start in Game 3 today. Game 3 of the series, Game 1 of the day. 2-0 pitch, and Decker swings and hits one foul back behind the plate. Meanwhile, Jenna Decker, plenty of speed. If she coaxes her way on base, she would have an opportunity to do some base running for the Vikings. 13-6, the Vikings by 7 on the LaRue Lago Financial scoreboard. 2 balls and a strike to Jenna Decker. Here's a shot left side. That's a base hit into left field. And the winning run is aboard for Valley City State in the 5th. And Decker's running again. Ball got away in left field, and Decker's all the way over to 3rd. Well, now is it 2-1 or is it 1-2? Ball got away, I think, from Allison Morrissey in left field. And I'm not sure how they're going to score that. Single and 2 bases, all right. So it's a base hit for Decker, it's a single, and there will be an error on the charge to the left fielder. It's the second error of the game. And Anna Kowalik will come to the plate for Valley City State, batting again for Reagan Maris. This means Maris is out of the game, so the Vikings will have a different designated player the rest of the game. 1-0 pitch called a strike on the outside corner, and the count will go to 1 ball, 1 strike. So Kowalik at the plate for the Vikings, trying to drive in the winning run. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Kowalik swings and drives one to left field. After it is Allie Morrissey. She'll make the catch. Tagging on the play and scoring will be Jenna Decker, and the Vikings will win it in walk-off fashion again. The most improbable 8-run victory that you're going to find out there at all is a sacrifice flyout for Kowalik to left field that will plate Jenna Decker, and the Vikings will come back and score 6 in the bottom of the 5th after giving up 6 in the top of the 5th and seemingly running themselves out of an opportunity to get out of here early today. For the Vikings in the 5th inning, they will score 6 runs on the benefit of 6 base hits to include 2 home runs. 6 runs on 6 hits in the inning for the Vikings. There was an error, and your final score this afternoon will be the Vikings 14 and the Trojans 6 in 5 innings of play. That will bring us to our post-game report. We'll come back with a wrap-up of this one coming up next on Viking Softball.
Sometimes finding your place doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments. VCSU offers more than just an education. It offers a path forward, to grow, to lead, to thrive, to discover who you are. Valley City State University. Find your place.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking softball today. The Vikings complete the sweep of the weekend as they win by a final score of 14-6. The Vikings have now won 6 consecutive games. They'll move their overall record to 16-13 on the year, and they will improve to 6-2 inside Frontier Conference play. Meanwhile, Dakota State drops to 7-19 on the season, and they will drop to 1-7 inside conference play here this afternoon. Or my apologies, 1-5. Let me go ahead and take a look at that. I just want to make sure I give you the right details here before we wrap up for the day. And it looks like Frontier Conference, where did I put those standings? There they are. Yeah, 1-6 is what they're going to be by the time the day comes to an end, and they'll drop to 7-18 overall. So Dakota State 1-6 in the conference, 7-18 overall. The Vikings will improve to 6-2 in the league, and they'll move to 16-13 in an improbable win for the Vikings, in at least not an improbable win, but an improbable 5-inning win. The Vikings up 8-0 going into the top of the fifth. They give up 6 runs in the top of the fifth to have that turn into a ball game again, then promptly come out and score 6 runs in the bottom of the fifth of their own, including a 3-run home run by Madden Bogenreef and the 3rd home run of the day by Kylie Bannard, who had a 2-run shot, a solo shot, and then comes up with another 2-run home run to go 4 for 4 in the day with 3 home runs. And Bannard ends up coming up with the drive that put the Vikings up 7. Jenna Decker with a single, and then takes 2 bases on an error by Allie Morrissey in left field, and she scores on a sacrifice fly to end the game. And the Vikings score 6 in the 5th today to win it by a final score of 14-6. Your post-game totals in this one today for the Vikings: 14 runs on 13 hits. They commit no errors, leave 5. And the win today will go to Cooper Clausen, who took a great run into the 5th inning today. Couldn't quite finish it off with the momentum that she took into the inning. Pitches 4 2/3 today, gives up 6 runs, all earned on 6 hits. She struck out 7, walked 3, and hit 1, but did not give up a run until the 5th inning today. She had a shutout going into the 5th and ends up just not being able to finish things off. Gives up the big 3-run home run to Quincy Hartley in that inning and had to be taken out. Couldn't quite finish it, but 4 2/3 innings, and she will end up picking up the win today. So Cooper Clausen ends up getting the win today. Grace Folkema comes on and works a 1/3 of an inning, getting a strikeout on Allie Morrissey, and Folkema will end up finishing with a save this afternoon. So Folkema picking up a save. It'll be her 2nd, and Cooper Clausen gets a win to move in 5-3 on the season with the win for the Vikings. For Dakota State, 6 runs on 6 hits. They commit 2 errors and leave 4. And the loss will be taken today by Macy Bricker, who goes 2 2/3 innings today, gives up 5 runs, 4 of which were earned on just, I believe, 5 base hits, or correction. It was 6 base hits today. So 5 runs, 4 earned on 6 hits. She walked 1, did not strike out a batter today. The loss to Bricker, the win to Clausen, and the save to Folkema. 14 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 5 left for the Vikings. 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, 4 left for Dakota State. Your final score, the Vikings 14, Dakota State 6. The game played in 1 hour and 43 minutes. Began at 1:35 and ended at 3:18 Central Daylight Time here in Valley City, North Dakota. And again, our next broadcast scheduled for Tuesday when the Vikings take on Bismarck State College, but that is definitely threatened by weather at this point. The temperature conditions do not look like they will suffice for Frontier Conference standards to be able to play that game. And then that would take us to next Friday and Saturday when the Vikings are set to be at home in baseball against Dakota State. But again, some major weather perhaps indicated for the Northern Plains on Friday. So again, all we can say is stay tuned for further details on what next week looks like as far as our coverage of Viking athletics. But we thank all of you for joining us today. Again, your final score, the Vikings 14, Dakota State 6. The Vikings have won 5 consecutive games, and they sweep the 4-game weekend over Dakota State. For Vikings softball and for I3G Media, I'm Ryan Cunningham saying so long, everybody.